Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. As you can see behind me, Mayborn, that's the ICC, the International Criminal Code. So that is the topic. That is the one of that's one of the main subject of the topic today. When we say everything on the table, it means that we will talk about everything today. We have a lot going on, a whole lot. Today we saw the interview by a very brilliant interview by Clarence with with the United States ambassador who is responsible to fight corruption and criminal activities. And she gave her take, and she gave actually an inside scope with regards to the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Code. And there were a lot of breaking news. Also, we also watch the Nigerian House of Representatives voting and passing the resolution of the War and Economic Crimes Code. So today we have a lot to cover. We have a lot of information to share with our people. But all we ask of you today is to make sure you share the show. Let's share the show. It's very, very important. In fact, what we are going to do here, we are going to try to play some portion of that interview that was aired today on sister network OKFM. Again, we do not own that video. We do not own the audio. This is just a disclaimer. We are playing it for our viewer to understand what we are talking about here. We are not claiming any ownership to that video, but it's important that we play it while our people try to share the show. Maybe because this thing here, it's not easy.
Yes, indeed. So we want more people to follow. We want more people to listen.
Yeah,
and
I
we
want
also want more
people to share the
view.
show. They have to share the
Yes,
show.
indeed. So please, we are appealing to all of you. Even if you are listening to us via the radio, also please just go straight on the Facebook is back. I know some of you who are wondering. Facebook is back. Go there, log in, and search for SKTV. It's not Sky. It's SKTV. You will see it right there. And SKTV NRB. Please share, follow us, and share also. Thanks to all of you. Yeah, so Segu.
Yeah, so Melbourne, we are going to, play that. But before we do, what's going on in Liberia? With
Thank
everything.
you. Thank you so much, boss. And let me say good evening once more to our channel listeners. Those of you that follow us also on our online radio. Also, thank you. Maybe some of you've been wishing, or maybe you're a little bit busy. The best thing to do right now is to log onto, or maybe go straight onto Play Store and download Radio Box, and you're gonna see Truth FM there. And you can also follow us live on the program, the SKTV. So that will all be good for you. Just maybe you are busy, you're not able to be watching. That's one of the easiest thing to do. Just download the app and search for Truth FM right there. Truth FM is there, and you're going to see us. So you can also listen to us, listen to all of our programs that will be bringing to you from our network. So indeed, today is Tuesday, is the 5th of March, for a matter of fact, and the time check is 20 minutes down 6. That's the time check from right here in Liberia. That means it's in the evening time. A wonderful good evening to all of you, our dear channel listeners. Indeed, it's a wonderful day. So, indeed, today is a busy day for all of us as people, especially with the issue of the War and Economic Crime Code been around for quite time now. So, Liberians They are all talking about the issue of the war and economic crime court. And today we watch or witness at the lower house today where our lawmakers our representative today, they overwhelmingly voted for the resolution of the passage of the War and Economic Crime Court in Liberia. So indeed, that resolution was heavily voted for on today at the lower house, and we hope and pray that when you go to the upper house, it will all be voted for. So indeed, these are something happening back home, and also the president of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yiman Boakai, today also today was seen today at the Bolivar Junction, dedicating one of the newest projects called the mobile or the police mobile network or the police mobile center also today. So there was some booth called the police mobile center, which of course today was dedicated by the president, and that project also is, or in fact, will be placed on Vera Junction, according to the information that we got from the Liberia National Police and also from the government. So indeed, these are some of the happening. Liberians are all celebrating about the War and Economic Crimes Court. Every radio stations, every platforms, everywhere you go in. These are some of the discussion in every corners. And also on today, this morning, our one of our flagship program on Truth FM called the Truth Breakfast Show was also having the opportunity to interview the
So,
yes
so maybe
senator. I think I sent you that audio, right?
you sent it to me, and O'Neill also sent it to me. A lot of different people sent it to me. I'm like, okay. And not only
Okay, all
that,
right.
and not only that, SKTV tried to communicate with the senator as well. So we have a lot going on today, my man.
Correct. So that
Yeah.
so these are
So
news back home of Segu. So indeed we are good. Liberians are moving about freely because mind you, Liberians are in fact they've been fighting for justice. They're saying that they kind of country after war, after people die for more than 14 years, to see ourselves going the way we go. They are saying no, that's not the way. So they want justice. They want the war and economic crime court. So indeed, Seku and our followers, these are happening back home in Liberia. We are good.
maybe we'll continue for a second.
Okay, so good. So to all of you that will be able to recognize, or maybe a few of you want to say good evening, please. Yeah, Seku, I think you got to meet yourself while you're doing your call. So indeed, we want to say a wonderful good evening to all of you there. Thank you so much for
No, this is
following
not
the
David. This is Teku.
Seku, you are live. You are live on our show. Your voice is coming in. Please, yeah, please mute yourself, please. Yeah. So indeed, thanks to all of you for following, and please share. That's all we want from you. Just do a one share or even two if you have the opportunity. Invite someone to also follow. So let me take the time to say good evening to all of you. Jeremiah Kola from Sano County, Mississippi Street. Thank you so much, bro. And I know that the loudspeaker is already out there, and our people, they are following us live from Sano County, Greenville. Thank you so much, Jeremiah Kola. And Betty Stewart, right? Good evening to you, Betty Stewart. Rose Russia, thank you so much. Always following the SKTV and Elizabeth Bowen. Yeah, indeed. I don't know, but every time I always see the name, I always ask him, Olivia Bowen of our staff here, as to whether maybe the two of you have any relationship or maybe family link. But anyway, good evening to you, Elizabeth Bowen, and to you Mutu Kwanga. Thank you so much for following the SKTV and Ruth Rabos Bemba. Yes, indeed, she said, thank you, Zika sister. So indeed, Facebook is back for all of you who your account or maybe misbehaving. Let me just use the word, because when you try locking in, they will tell you no, you got to lock out. When you lock out, they take you lock in. Facebook is not back. Yeah, so Segu, I think
Yeah.
hour ago.
Maybe thank you so much. And you heard me.
Yeah,
Calling
in fact,
the
we're
senator,
getting you
and
in.
that was the Senator Prince Johnson.
Correct.
So we were trying to, validate. So we were trying to actually talk to him for a few seconds or a few minutes. to clarify certain things. But I want to encourage everybody to share the show. Today is going to be very, very, very important. So today we listen to Senator Prince Johnson interview on the OK Money Breakfast with O'Neill Robert and others on the radio. It was very, very important interview. We have the audio that we're going to be playing here as well. Beyond that, we have the interview of the United States ambassador that is responsible to fight corruption and war crimes, crime against humanity, and economic crimes. Her interview with Clarence on OKFM was also, breathtaking. We also have the Liberian House of Representatives signing and passing the resolution of the War and Economic Crimes Court. Almost today is filled with news that we cannot cover everything today, but we'll just try our best. President Mong, welcome, my man. What a day.
What's up, Sekou? I was in a hurry. I couldn't miss today's edition of the show. It just so many things going on. And what's up with the Melbourne and the rest of the listening audience? Another day to rock and roll SKTV, like so many things happening at once. So you're gonna get a fire burn show today. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah. So we were trying to connect with Senator Prince Y. Johnson. We talk, but he seems busy. Hopefully he will call us back. And so we can have this conversation as well. We're also reaching out to Honorable Yeka Kaba, who was also on the floor today, who's one of the architects of the resolution that they placed today on the floor, and they voted. Not only that they voted, but they were thinking in celebration of passing of the War and Economic Crimes Court resolution. I want us to start with this because this happened early morning today. Let's listen to the interview by Clarence with the United States ambassador who's responsible for all these things. She's in Liberia specifically for that purpose, as was announced here on SKTV, that there will be people in the country, and they came. She went to Sierra Leone and then she came to Liberia. So let's not waste time. Let's get there. Like we said, this video is not our video, is from OKFM, but for the purpose of our viewers to understand and know exactly what's going on, we'll play it. And we claim no ownership to this video. Listen.
You are a reverend of the gospel. Sometimes, I don't know how to start. But thank
Clarence,
you.
let me say this to you. So I will clear up what seems to be your near confusion about me. This is how I grew up in Upper Buchanan, singing the hymn, "On Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. I forms my office, a lecturer."
Is recalling and coming, and by that time, and by the way, we need to get something going. Let me call somebody.
Hold on.
Going around.
It looks like I got it wrong.
Sekou, how are you? How you doing?
Let me do this real quick.
I think you got it wrong video.
Sekou, you are on the radio. How are you?
Yeah, I got the wrong video, so I'm gonna get the video switch. And I think in the meantime, you can also listen to Senator Prince Johnson's interview while we get the right video for the ambassador here. How about that? Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you please share the show. This show today is not going to be fun.
Today they show that fire for fire.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. Seriously. Please, man. We are appealing to all of you. Please share the show.
Yeah,
that
you gotta
other
share the
people can
show.
also- Yeah, just share, please.
Don't be selfish. Don't be mean. Share the show. Valuable and insightful content today. You want for a lot of people to get this information. It was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Our lawmakers, Betty Vinsach, and everybody were in the news today. So you want to share this.
Everybody in the news, my man. Everybody. So we're gonna make sure we play that interview with Senator Prince Johnson. Can you guys hear it?
Yep. I don't know whether you playing it now or if you started. If not, then search.
How are you? I'm great. Are you in county or you in the capital? I'm going to Prince Johnson. Yes. 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 Lima County 1. Good morning to you, Senator Johnson. Good morning. How are you? I'm great. Are you in county or you in the capital? I'm going to Lima, not very far from now, but I'm in Marudia. Okay. Your voice sounds so energetic. All is well, I guess. All is well. My old soldier is always a brave man. Our old soldier is always a brave man. Okay. Great. So Senator Johnson will place this call to you, Lima County. Yes, a by-election. We anticipate. Who are you throwing your bid behind? Well, I gotta be the right. The restricted includes the FDS, the UP, and our allies. So we support the Atwaye. We heartily support the Atwaye, and I've already had a press conference. And our coordinators are in the county, in every district, informing our people that the Atwaye should go on web ballot. Any specific reason? I mean, why young Atwaye? Well, we think he's competent, and we think culturally, traditionally, he's up to task, and he's like a Paul, he's like a Massey, he's like any other newly elected representatives who are respectful and honorable. Is that payback for his support during the run-up? We're not really payback, but we just believe having come closer to me and reaching out to our people in every district, the contribution he's making in the county, we should support him for that. That is great. Young people who are builders, not destroyers. So, Senator Johnson, let me ask this question. In the county, there has been this issue of power balance with the two major tribes. Are you now taking this move? Because I think one has been done.
I think I should go to the part that talk about war crime because we got a lot of stuff to play here today.
Yeah, I think you got to be selective in the audio because you got a lot of hearing the interview.
Yeah.
So you got to skip through, or else we end up losing all the time.
You know, are you the only general still alive? I mean, there are other people who participate in the war. The Afro-Peace call is to pray. The country first. It appears that you're more relaxed with the Unity Party government as compared to the CDC, where you have an alliance with. You didn't support your in-law when he was going for his second term. Problems that brought the unit, but
everywhere. War crimes code imminent. People are having engagement. A war crime ambassador for the U.S. coming to Sierra Leone and Liberia. How are you responding to these stories coming up?
Well, I would all Liberians, they should pray. They should pray for our continuous peace that we have enjoyed for 20-something years due to the amnesty law that was passed and printed into Hell Bill. The Afro-Peace call was guaranteed by this amnesty law. But if the time has come for President Joseph Boyka and his team to remove or tamper with the amnesty law, then he's tampering with the people's future. Currently, you got Allen White in Liberia. Allen White was not sent by the American government. He's an NGO who is open for cases all over the world, but has failed to go to Israel to find out what is happening between the Palestinians and the Israelites.
It doesn't scare you when each time a big mention of the war crown, does it scare you?
Well, it doesn't scare me. It worries me because it may disrupt our peace. And there is another reason for the disruption. It will be difficult to end. Because those men that want to attack Ghana, I was not there. I only fought for 9 months. And I have every document, I have everything available to show you that the TRC is a broken document. But if you want to bring the war crime to and targeting me, everything is bring Johnson. You know,
are you the only general still alive? I mean, there are other people who participated in the war, but why is there Prince Johnson? Prince Johnson.
You mention me every time in every news media. There are other generals, there are other colonels, there are other majors, there are other officers who protected and worked along with the commanders. And they are holding consultative meetings right now that speak to you. From the time Allen went in, from the time that video that is circulating was exposed, consultative meetings have been going on. And if you're not afraid of disruption and you want to tamper with the peace of the nation by removing the amnesty law, I can tell you for fact those guys that are still alive in the interior who are doing a gold business, a diamond business, will not sit out there for you to go after them. True. Lima County have more generals, Lima County have more officers, more combatants, because it was their county that was declared enemy of the state by the past and the previous regime. Okay? So you got more combatants there who liberated not only the country but Liberia. So if you want to go after their leader who is getting old for giving you a victory in the just ended election, and you feel proud to do that because they have raised $300 million, some of which they are giving to people on the ground to sign resolution. Why do you sign resolution?
Okay.
When there's an amnesty law passed by the legislature.
So this will be my last question to you, Senator Johnson. Is this going to sour your relationship? President Joseph Boyka said, yes, we need a war.
I support Boyka regime.
Okay.
100% I support. He gave us more position in government that you sign your war crime for that I support, but we will equally reciprocate legally or whatever way that will make us to live at peace with ourselves.
Okay.
We cannot promote you in the leadership of the nation at the age of 79, and you're bringing people having secret meetings with them and all of that to try to impose something on Liberia.
You think this thing is targeting you?
This is what is my people listening every day. When they go after them too, for example, the economic crime. You will go after Mr. George William, right? You go after Madam Salim, right? You go after those countries that provided the training ground, that you get in Masada. And that's going to be total chaos. And the trouble in the enjoy, you can solve it. In the 100-day delivery, we're talking about the cow that is in a month. We don't have stable electricity.
You remember this?
Oh, yes.
100 days, you say what? This is your government you supported.
Well, I support, but what they're doing is that consulting some of us. Mr. Boyka has refused to even pick up my phone because of his connection with the Alleyway group, because he feels like a war criminal. I don't know why he did that way. So we are watching.
You have a vice president so close to him from the MDR. Perhaps you can set up a meeting through Jeremiah Cohen and see the president if he's not picking up your phone call.
Oh, well, I didn't want to involve Jeremiah Cole because I know a lot what is ongoing. But with the situation right now, he needs to go to White House to find out why he wants to go. Because our understanding of what is happening is that they want to do something clandestine against us. And we're not going to accept that. We're not going to accept that. Our people in the country will struggle if we come before the defense and we get to vote. And you want to go after us? The former combatants or all of our supporters in Limba, whenever they are listening to you, and you think they will grab me here and take me and give me more charges, you break where I never do before. We are praying for peace with all Nigerians who are talking on the media.
Maybe President Joseph Boyka is so busy. You could send him a text message. Senator Johnson, maybe the president is so busy. You could send him a message and he goes back to it.
But why are you calling him recent days? Do you want him to abort his meetings with Alan White?
You have the right to meet who you want to meet. You have the right to meet who you want to meet. And that's what the media will stop me there. No. But if the media they are holding have to do with repealing our law, even if they repeal the Amnesty law, that I didn't put in place, but the legislature did to bring to enact another law for one crop quota, is not going to be retroactive.
Okay.
International thing. Why do you want Liberian legislature to sign resolution when there's already a law? There's already a law. So that you let them representatives know that there is a law. And this law is the instrument of peace that guarantees our survival.
Okay.
Survival in this nation.
So as we take leave of you.
With the law. Mm-hmm. The law is the law.
Okay, the law is the law. Is the law.
I rule against the prosecutory part and continue in the GRC.
Okay.
The law is the law. The law has granted amnesty.
Okay.
If I want to go, let's tell people with that. If I wanted to go after, even if I want to go now, after anybody who enters Lutheran Church, kill my people. If I want to go after those who put the 300 beliefs in the world upside down, some of them are living. The law says, no, don't go there, because everyone is under amnesty for the peace and stability of the Republic of Liberia. And this is why you have lived at peace for 23 years after a war. So you won't cry and Wabrako, when the things are happening in your clothes are running. When the things scatter in the country, I wonder when you were fighting, when America came to help you with troops. No, they did not help you. They treat them in massacre. They treat people in massacre. And this is not the American government. These are people looking for cases. These are people collecting money around the world from other financial groups. They want to instill to break down our peace in our nation. Violation of human rights in one country is a violation of human rights in all countries because we are all human beings. Nobody talking about what happened in Sierra Leone, in Israel. Nobody talking about what happened in Ukraine, but in Liberia. Poor Liberia. You are rich in natural resources, but very poor because of bad governance. We just elected our government that means to attend to the development goal of our nation. That at rest, which is the agenda of the restoration. If you will leave that to tamper with this instrument, this is the reason why all Liberians who defended this nation from dictatorship and fought in the war, they are holding consultative meetings on the day Alan White entered this country. And thank God for the electronic media.
Okay.
Everything that is happening.
All right. So as we take leave of you, try to call the president. Perhaps you'll pick your phone up.
No, the president has changed the number. On Sunday, I requested that he kindly send me the new number. He doesn't want to affiliate with me because he was in a connection with Alan White. He feels like a war criminal, so he doesn't. How do I become a war criminal?
Wow.
There you have it. I was saying that O'Neill too full of it. O'Neill, that was that was a big interview. That was very, very big. It was huge.
Seriously. This morning I was listening
let's give it to O'Neill and the crew at Truth FM. And this is one of your best interviews because you made the senator to give a lot of information.
Mhm.
And before we dive into that, when SKTV reported here weeks ago that there was a meetings held, we said that there was some recruitment, in fact, that there were discussions initiated by Senator Prince Johnson and other people. People said we are lying, SKTV is lying. Now, Senator Prince Johnson confirmed exactly what we say here on SKTV. We made it very clear. We said we were reliably informed that there were conversations going on, that Prince Johnson was even planning to return to Nimba. In this interview, he said it. He's going to go to Nimba. You know, sometimes I don't like to skip some of these things because I like to remind our people, if you hear anything from here, from SKTV, go and sleep. If it doesn't happen that day, it will happen the next day or in the weeks or months to come. We don't lie. Every time we come here, everything we have said have come to pass. 99% of the time. We told you that Prince Johnson was having conversation with other people. He just told you that there are a lot of people. They know exactly, and we told you that he know exactly what's going on. He said the minute Alan West stepped in this country, that's when they started the constitutive meeting. Anyway, Mom, what we're going to do right now, this segment, we're going to discuss this interview. Then right after this, they will dive into, on the other side, maybe that would be after the news bulletin, they will play the video from the United States ambassador, the STMI here. I think her name is Ted Venshak,
Yeah.
Global Criminal Justice. She's the, her name is Ben Venshak. So she let the cat out. She even said that Joseph Boagai has a presidential, what do you call it? I forgot this. Anyway, we'll get back to it. And she's waiting for Joseph Boagai to make it public that there is a presidential decree. I don't know whether it's a decree or presidential. I just forgot about this word. I'll come back to it. But she said she was very, very clear with that.
Mhm.
But with this information, Prince Johnson trying to scare the Liberian people, or he actually mean what he's saying? Brazilian Monk. Monk, are you there? All right. Mabel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seko.
Do you
Hello?
think?
I think Brazilian Monk is there. Yeah, so
Yeah, but Monk was not answering.
Hello?
I believe.
Yeah, man. Actually, I've been having some network issue here from where I'm at. Anyway, that's okay. Yeah, I can hear you guys now. I'm back.
Yeah, so Monk, I was asking you, listening to Senator Prince Johnson, do you think this is a bluff, or you just trying to scare the Liberian people, or you mean what he's saying?
No, I think he mean what he's saying. I told you I could read a book on Prince Johnson. I studied Prince Johnson like religiously. I live on the reign of Prince Johnson throughout the war, so I understand what he's saying. Prince Johnson know exactly what's coming. Now he's telling you that Nema County has more general and more militant than any other county in the country. He's sending a message to Joseph Boakai that's why he quoting amnesty law, that they're supposed to be protected. And he heard that lady talking about the Lutheran church, and he gave other instances of places people were massacred. He's telling Joseph Boakai and our lawmakers that if you want to push this thing to the limit, just get ready for instability. That's what he literally saying. He said he's going to Nema County, he's going to consult. No, he think he's going to mumble last people. Prince Johnson believed that he can wage a war against the Liberian government, international community. That's what he think. And he's sending a message clear that Nema County has more fighter. We got more militant in Nema County. Matter of fact, we were the enemy of the state. So he justifying his involvement into the Liberian civil crisis. And he know that money is going to change hands. That's why the particular war crimes code were budgeted, but he's still trying to reference Amnesty International laws and the TRC report, because the TRC report made recommendation. You heard him mentioning George Weah and Madame Sely. He trying to tell Joseph Boaga, if you want to push it into the limit, just know how far we're going to take this, because it's not only a war crimes code, a war and economic crimes code. So you're coming for Madame Salif as well. You will be coming for George Weah, and even maybe yourself might be involved. That's what he's trying to insinuate. So I'm ready for anything that will come, any eventuality. Worst case scenario, if it lead to something else, I'm going all in. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, so maybe on same question, maybe you have an opinion on this before. If not, then I will say something before we leave us.
Yeah, so quickly, let me just give my own take on to what President just said. I think it's quite correct. But if you also listen to that recording, you also hear the senator talking about some generals are having meeting. And I don't know, but how be it, I know for me, for a matter of fact, these are all fear tactics. So for some of us, we are not moved by all of the fear tactics, because we know even if America say they are ready for this, that means they are 100% ready. So then there's nothing, there's no fear talk, there's nothing that Senator Prince Johnson can do. Even if he say we have all of the militants from where to where, I think it's a fear tactic.
I believe so too. I think the senator is speaking out of fear. The senator wants to, make people to believe that he has the potential, he has power to destabilize the country. Should they try him? And yeah, okay. Yeah, so we just got a confirmation from Representative Yeka Kolwa. He will be calling in later on. And we'll get back on the radio on the other side. He will call in and we will get his perspective about what is going on right now. And we still also waiting to see if Senator Prince Johnson will call us back, so we can also have his perspective live on here on SKTV and Truth FM. Melbourne is too much. Liberia is at the turning point right now. It's like make or break moment. We either get it right once and for all, or we take ourselves backward. And if you listen to, I don't know whether we should play the interview from OKFM while we all the way leading to the news, and then we can stop it there and then continue the conversation, then finish it up when we come back, because it's important.
Good. Yes.
It's very, very important. I think let's do that.
We can do that.
Let's make use of these 5 minutes that we still have on the radio.
And for me, these are moments I cherish so much because they are history making. For me, it's a privilege and an opportunity. It's not my right. The United States Ambassador at Large for Global Criminal Justice, Beth Vanchak, is here for the second time. And of course, the last time I checked, I saw on Facebook she was in Sierra Leone. I think I saw something like that. Madam Ambassador, it's good to always have you in Liberia, but particularly at OKFM. Thank you for coming. It's good to have you again.
Good morning. It's really thrilling to be back here. Thanks.
How's everything?
Everything's great. I'm so happy to be back in Liberia again. It's been super fun.
Do you like Liberia?
Are you kidding? I love Liberia.
Why?
The people are fantastic. We've had great food, and I adore the beach. And I've got an amazing view of the beach from our hotel at Mommy
the
Point.
beach.
Yeah.
Amazing food.
Yeah.
Which one of our different food do you like?
We tried all sorts of different things. We went to a Lebanese place. It's such an international city, so it's been exciting to be able to try different places.
Okay. What did you go to do to Sierra Leone, by the way?
Sierra Leone was hosting a legacy conference for the special tribunal that they hosted. It's a hybrid court called the Special Court for Sierra Leone that dealt with war crime atrocities in their own system. And this was now 20 years later. And it was amazing to see the positive impact that court had on institution building, on new laws, including around sexual violence and gender-based violence, a new human rights commission that was empowered by that statute, everything that many, many contributions that the special court made to the rule of law in Sierra Leone. It was really a celebration of that.
You know, and saw your photos in Sierra Leone, the legacy conference of the tribunal there. Now from Sierra Leone, you're supposed to come and you are in Liberia. I was doing an analysis of, I was trying to find a checkpoint. I was saying to myself, wow, she's in Sierra Leone, gone there for a legacy conference. She's responsible for global criminal justice. She's coming to Liberia in the midst of multi-dimensional discussions about war crimes, quoting Liberia and going to Sierra Leone. Did you go to learn to see something particular because you're bracing yourself for similar situation in Liberia? Am I correct?
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. So I was originally going to go to Sierra Leone for the Legacy Conference and then to the Gambia because they're building a hybrid court as well with ECOWAS. And I was going to meet with legislators, and there's a technical committee that's been established, and civil society actors, justice advocates. And then I read President Boakai's inaugural speech, and I thought, okay, I need to add Liberia as well, because this conversation is happening again. It was fantastic to see him committing to the establishment of a war crimes and an economic crimes court. And I thought I had to add Liberia to my trip. So we added a couple of days here, and here I am.
Why did that portion of the speech so much drew your attention? Why?
Well, we know that the Liberian people have been asking for accountability for the war crimes and other atrocities that happened during your 2 civil wars. And as we talked about last time I was here, there's been no accountability local. To the extent that anyone has been held responsible in a court of law, it has been in courts outside of Liberia, including in the United States, but also in a number of European courts. And Liberians need to see justice be done here. And so when your new president, after a fantastic election and another peaceful transfer of power, which is to be celebrated, also announced that he was committed to this court, that was an exciting time. And so I've met with members of the bar, I'll meet with civil society, government actors. There's a lot of momentum now around this initiative. And so it's really a great time to be here.
Now, I don't know, but I know you didn't come for the inauguration. Your ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield, who's former ambassador to our country, and I know that our position is a cabinet position in the U.S. government structure. Came to inauguration, had some meeting with Boakai, left, you were back. Now, just give us a picture, for example. President Boakai has made the commitment in his speech. If the Liberian government is trying to muster the courage to establish the court here, Ambassador, Beth, where do you think the government needs to start? How do we start as a nation? What are the steps you think we can take for that court to get established?
Yeah, it's a terrific question. So I know that there is a draft executive order that the president has written that would create the office.
Oh, really?
That is my understanding. I'm hoping that it will be made public.
Okay.
It hasn't been released yet. There's also resolutions I know coming out of the House and eventually will go into the Senate that would also establish the court. So I think it would be fantastic to see both political branches, the executive branch and the legislative branch, in support of this. Once you have the legislative framework, then you can turn this over to the technocrats. They can start to build the court and design what it looks like, thinking about ways to bring international assistance. That's partly why I was in Sierra Leone, to understand what it took to establish that court, how they dealt with some of the technical matters, and what lessons can be learned from that very positive experience in Sierra Leone.
Meaning the both executive and legislative branches of our government will have to work together. Did I hear you say the president has written or supposed to sign an executive order?
That is my understanding. I'm hopeful to see that come into the public view soon, so people can debate it and then the office can be established.
There's this discussion about some discussions between Alan White and President Boakai versus discussion between President Boakai and your government for the establishment of the court in Ghana, in the Republic of Ghana and not Liberia. What do you know about it?
I did see some press that suggested the tribunal might be established in Ghana. I think in principle, it's always preferable that the court be local so that people can see, people can attend the proceedings, the press can be there, civil society actors can be there. That said, there may be reasons why certain proceedings might be better held outside of the country if there's some risk of destabilization. So you may remember that Charles Taylor of Liberia was prosecuted by the Special Court for Sierra Leone because he was complicit in war crimes and other atrocities during that civil war. And there was concern that if he was brought to Freetown, it might be destabilizing. And so instead, he was prosecuted in The Hague in the facility of the International Criminal Court, but by the Special Court for Sierra Leone sitting abroad. So you could imagine a system where most of the proceedings would be here so they can be seen and people can participate. But if there was a situation where there was concern about a particular defendant potentially being a spoiler and causing problems, threatening witnesses, etc., that could happen abroad. So I don't know where the proposal came for this idea of this being established in Ghana. I think in an ideal world, it would be here, but then with the possibility and some flexibility to sit abroad if necessary.
The U.S. has always been a champion for accountability, with this mounting calls by Liberians for the establishment of this code, and considering that war crimes are international crimes, I'm thinking, what form of support can you or may you or will you render or give to Liberia, in terms of the establishment of the code and how you think you can help it move forward?
Yeah, obviously the United States is very supportive of seeing accountability here in Liberia. We are very convinced, as are many others who have looked at this system, that the impunity from the wartime era and from those atrocities has a direct connection to the impunity that you see now, and the lack of the rule of law and the lawlessness and the ease at which corruption can settle into.
Talk to Melbourne. Let me see what's going on there. Melbourne, are you on the news bulletin, or you are live with us? I want to make sure. Melbourne, are we on the news bulletin?
I think.
All right. It looks like Melbourne is not even hearing us. All right. You see, we should continue. All right. Okay. I actually sent a message to the management. I don't know whether they receive it. To let us ride today without the news bulletin, but because I wanted the people in Liberia to really follow this conversation. I know they are following religiously, so let's continue.
Your democratic institutions. And so having accountability for those war crimes from the past will help contribute to the rule of law in the present. So the US government, and I know we met with donor governments yesterday evening, everyone is in accord that this is an important development. So I think there's lots of ways that the international community could support this effort, obviously diplomatically, with technical support, sending experts. There are a whole group of individuals who've worked for war crimes courts around the world. They could come here to assist, do capacity building, work with their colleagues and their counterparts. We could imagine some sort of a donor fund that would help to support financially. All of this, though, will be contingent upon seeing real, genuine progress in institution building. Ultimately, this has to be Liberian-led. There has to be political will here amongst the most senior figures in the two branches of government. But once we see that sort of political will and real, genuine progress, then I think you could imagine bringing in the United Nations and experts, ECOWAS, all of the supportive multilateral institutions that want to see justice and accountability here.
You met with House Speaker Fonanti Kofa, am I correct?
That's right.
And he has posted on his Facebook page that one of the things he was clear with you about is the situation of people not feeling targeted. He says, well, it's a brilliant idea, but in the event people are going to be targeted, then we need to see it differently. And a lot of times, some of the people who created probably some of the worst crimes during the war feel targeted. Does that concern you?
It doesn't. Obviously, whoever is the prosecutor for this new court will follow the evidence, follow the facts where they lead. There's nothing to be prejudged. We may know something to be true, we may think something to be true, we may believe something to be true, but we can't put it before a court of law unless we can prove something to be true. And every prosecutor knows that. So anyone who feels they might be targeted is entitled to a full defense. They're entitled to marshal evidence on their behalf that's exonerating evidence, and then the prosecutor will have to put forward evidence that is incriminating. And that evidence would have to be up to a reasonable doubt standard, the criminal standard. Now, what's important, and I thought the direction your question was going, is it's extremely important that witnesses and victims do not feel targeted. They are entitled to have their day in court. They are entitled to give their testimony and to bear witness without any fear of intimidation or threats on their behalf. And we have heard that there have been some concerns that justice advocates here in Liberia have been subject to smear campaigns in the press and elsewhere, and that has to stop. Those individuals are entitled to bear witness. They need to be able to do so safely and securely.
Do we stand to lose anything as a nation? For example, our president has made the commitment for the establishment of the court in his speech. You've referenced that, and I know this is something the U.S. government doesn't take lightly. Do we stand to lose anything in the event he made those kinds of commitment, and on the other hand, he seemed not to be serious about getting the court established? What do we stand to lose?
Well, I think anytime an elected leader makes a pledge to his people, to people who he is constitutionally mandated to represent, you want to make sure that you carry out that pledge. We know from looking at polling data that the Liberian people overwhelmingly want to see justice and accountability for war crimes that were committed during your serial civil wars. People are still in pain, not only because of the harm experienced, but because of the prevailing impunity. And everyone I've spoke to who lost loved ones still feel that so powerfully in their heart. You can see the emotion take over, and not having the ability to bear witness, to see justice being done. Rudely interrupted by that power outage. You can still feel the pain in people's voices because of the harm that they experience, the loss of loved ones, and the prevailing impunity. And so I think when you look at this polling data, something like 70-something plus % of individuals want to see the War and Economics Crimes Court. And what's remarkable is, obviously, Liberia is a very young society. Many people were born after the war crimes, after the war period. Even those young people who, by the way, let's not forget, are future voters. They will be electing the future leaders of Liberia. Those young people want to see this. They understand that that is part of their history. That's part of establishing Liberia as a rule of law loving state, joining the community of nations in ensuring justice and accountability. So even people who didn't live through the war recognize that there's a gaping hole in their history, and that hole can be filled by this War and Economic Crimes Court.
Ambassador, for example, one of the only groups that continue to work with jurisdictional authorities overseas to hold Liberian war criminals accountable for their action is the Global Justice and Research Project, headed by Mr. Hassan Bility, for example. This has come with, at some point, huge personal risk to his present, to his life. The government of the U.S. has been a key partner to Bility's Global Justice and Research Project. How proud is the government having partnership with Mr. Bility, and what could you do, for example? Is there anything the U.S. could do in the event the court was here to provide protection for people like Bility and others who are like whistleblowers?
No, it's extremely important. Civil society actors who are promoting human rights and justice need to be able to do their work without fear of any forms of intimidation or harm. And I have spoken to Hassan about this. He was at the Special Court for Sierra Leone Legacy Conference, learning lessons that he can bring back here. And as you said, he has been instrumental in helping law enforcement authorities around the world build their cases against Liberian perpetrators who have fled Liberia and were living undercover in various European and other states, including in the United States. So his assistance, his research, his ability to accompany witnesses to participate in those proceedings has been really critical for the justice and accountability that has happened, although, of course, always abroad. So it's extremely important that he and others who have played this important role in promoting justice are provided protection. And it's important for us as the United States to show that we think these individuals are credible. They're doing really important work. They're part of the ecosystem of justice here within Liberia, and they need to be able to do their work without being intimidated.
As you move around and talk to these people, by the way, will you meet the president?
I hope so.
So I was asking whether you will meet President Boakai.
I do hope so. It would be a true honor to meet him. I was so thrilled to see such a peaceful transition of power and the beautiful image of him with Sirleaf and Weah holding hands, right? Looking to the future together, committed to a Liberia that is democratic, that is free, that is rule of law loving. It was an incredible image, not only for Liberia, but also for the region, which we know has democratic deficits. We've seen a number of coups in the West African region, and in this regard, Liberia is a true bright spot.
What's on your mind? You as the US, not you as an individual, in a context of when do you want to see us start? Probably when do you want to see this president executive order out? When do you want to see the debate at the legislature about resolution for this court? Is there anything on your mind,
Clarence, there is no time like the present. Let's get that executive
No time like the present.
Like the present. Let's get the executive order out. Let's see the legislature move forward with creating a legal framework for accountability for this tribunal to be established. Let's get a request, a specific and a formal request from the State House to the United Nations for assistance, to the donor community for assistance. Let's look for ways to work together to bring this court into being. I think we're also very concerned, I want to just emphasize, with the degree of corruption that's still hindering Liberia.
You are concerned, still concerned?
Still concerned. We've issued several sanctions against individuals who we have sufficient evidence are engaged in corruption. And it's extremely important for the future of Liberia that institutions are free from corruption so that they can function appropriately and deliver needed services to the Liberian people. That's why those institutions exist, not to line the pockets of individuals who work at those institutions, but to deliver services so that people can go about their days without the lights going off in the middle of the morning.
You're sounding like we should brace ourselves and expect more sanctions. Am I correct?
We do not preview sanctions determinations, Clarence. You'll just have to wait and see.
Yesterday I had the opportunity to be one of 4 journalists who interviewed the information minister of the country. And the picture he presented, war crimes code establishment is important, but probably it might not be the priority of the government at this time. We're focused on a lot of things. How do you respond to those kinds of concerns?
We have an expression in the United States that one should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. This government obviously has enormous challenges ahead of it, and it can operate in parallel. While working on contemporary issues around education and health, it also has to look to the past and be sure that it is dealing with those, the impunity from the wartime abuses. And as I said earlier in this interview,
So I think we will leave it there. We already get down.
Yeah, that's the most important part of the interview.
Major part of the interview. And Mabel, I think you're back, correct? All right. Mabel is not back yet. Monk, what is your take, my man? This is deep.
There's a confirmation of things we have been saying on this platform. We keep telling people that come onto SKTV, when you come here, pay keen attention. Listening is a skill. You don't just listen for the sake of responding because you have ears on your head. Listening is something that is very deep. She made a couple of statements. The one that actually caught my attention in the entire interview was the fact that there is a draft executive order that was already prepared. It tells you that Joseph Boakai had this in mind from day one, that even without the support of our lawmaker. This time he was going to use the power of the pen by means of an executive order to invoke war crimes code. And you see, we've been saying the thing that this is a foregone conclusion on war crimes code. If you listen to this lady, she's not speaking as if to say that something she anticipates happening. It's in that something had already been worked out. You remember when she made mention of Sierra Leone and Gambia, and then referencing Joseph Boaga inaugural speech and say, "Oh, let me stop in Liberia too." That's a lie. I don't want to believe that.
No.
Liberia was always on the agenda. Now, the question you ask yourself, the rational person, you'll be like, okay, if Joseph Boaga is still struggling to put his own administration together, how can he have a draft executive order? Because she's saying they are only waiting for him to publish it. It means it was written from day one. It been in the making for a very, very long time. The speech of Joseph Newman Boaga was just a confirmation of that particular move. And she said something about impunity. She said impunity from the wartime era, it also cascades into our governance system today. So, they are one of the same. So if you let people to slide with impunity from the wartime era, they will bring it back into government these days. Or at the present moment. So that's one of the main things of the war crime code. They want to make sure it's not only about the war aspect, it's about the economic aspect. Because when she said impunity, she's talking about people that loot their government covers and just walk away. And what she was saying, since we've been talking about the war crimes code, is one thing the Liberian people are unanimously governors around. Whether it's the young generation, the older generation, everybody, maybe 7 out of every 10 Liberians want a war crime code.
She was even clear. She said about 75% of Liberians.
Yeah, and she talked about polling data. So it's not something that people are just talking out of their head here. I was kind of a shock today when I saw the numbers coming from the lower house, the people that voted for and the people that voted against. In as much as it was 57% of the total vote cast, I expected anywhere between 85 to 90%. So I don't know who are those lawmakers that rejected or that abstained. I think in the case of Musa Ability, he abstained. He never voted. But I think when you have a overwhelming consensus, abstinence, people might likely interpret it as voting against. So, but he will have an explanation for that. But the overwhelming consensus and the number coming from the lower house today, they never corroborated. I think we should have gotten way more lawmakers on board than what we got based on the numbers that I saw today from the lower house.
Thank you so much, Monk. Steve, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Good afternoon. Good evening to everyone. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. But most importantly, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. I'm not sure if you played a recording of our Senator Prince Johnson.
We did.
Okay. Thank you so much. Very disturbing, very troubling. But today we promised the Liberian people that based on the meetings that we at FKTV were able to be part of, to ask some serious questions behind closed doors, we're going to unveil the names of those who are allegedly fighting this whole issue of what the economic crimes code.
Fighting
behind the
against?
scene. Yes, trying to abort, divert, or let me use the word stop it. The two individuals that have surfaced, allegedly, Mr. Kofi Woods, it will shock all of you, and Mr. Bernie Samuka. Those are the two guys that have been lobbying behind closed doors from what we have getting allegedly to avert, stop, and prevent this. Again, the names that were called Kofi Woods, which is very shocking, and Bernie Samuka. I was stunned when those two names were mentioned. And so, Mr. Kennedy, I worked behind closed door to try this effort, but like we said on SKTV before, that most of the work have been done. Like you said yesterday, also based on your findings and FKTV's findings, that some people overnight, because of the weight and the force and the call that is behind this, it is bigger than them. And so this is imminent. This will happen. So whether it's Brendan Samuka, whether it's Kofi Wu, anybody else that won't put a saying that your business, you will not stop this. It will happen. It will happen. It will hold. What we can say, like, bro. Um, I think this is overdue, Mr. Kane. This is overdue. It needs to happen. Let's move on. But what's interesting in Dr. Beth's comment was the fact that she alluded to most recent criminality that's going on in the country in terms of the economy, those
Yeah,
that were
corruption.
sanctioned. And
She gave
so,
me some extension.
yes, the fact that she brought the news in there in that conversation. And so, this is very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Um, and the truth of the matter is, let me do this thing as a kind of this is overdue. Those who want to give themselves hard time, want to make them know that politics is late. But I was also disturbed about Senator Prince Wilson's comments, wherein from the day the tip surfaced, ex-combatants started having meetings. It's very, very funny and very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Let me say this to our senior senator because he is watching and he is listening. And let me
And
say
Steve,
this to,
before you stay, I don't know whether you were watching. We actually um, placed a call. We sent a text message to him first, and then we placed a call to the senator.
oh, okay,
He picked up the phone, but we did not uh, put that on air. We were just talking, and I wanted to have him come on here to clarify some things.
right.
He seems busy.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kanye, for that. What I wanted to say to the
Hopefully
senator,
we will arrange his coming. And I also believe that not just him that is watching, a lot of people following SKTV at this moment. Also, Representative Yeke Kolba also watching, and he said he will be calling in a little bit to also give
oh,
his perspective. Representative Yeke Kolba.
okay,
And we also aware that some of the senators and some cabinet member of Joseph Mapaka is also watching. So I just want to let you know. Sometimes they come secretly, but now this time around, I know there are a lot of people that actually, get our attention to let us know that they are watching.
thank you, Mr. Kanye. The only thing I wanted to say to the senator is, we listened to his conversation this morning. I think the senator made some very interesting points. And like you said, it will be important for him to come so that we can get into the conversation. The senator talked about the amnesty law, he talked about different things and so forth. I think the senator has a case. Look, let me say this. Let me say this to everybody. I don't care how much you think somebody is wrong or somebody is guilty of something, how much the facts exist, how much you can see them openly or vividly. The truth of the matter is, it is okay to listen to the side. And we want maybe the Labradorian people to hear what the senator has to say. You see, because these are things that are said behind closed doors. We are not privileged with some of this information. So if the senator is opening up in public about some of these things, one thing I've never and I will never take from Senator Prince Johnson is the fact that he will not withhold the truth. He will tell you what it is. Whether you like it or you don't like it, he will tell you it. You understand? And so let's have a conversation with the senator. I think it is welcoming. And any other person that wants to come on SKTV for to have conversations about some of these things, let's hear the side of the story. Let's ascertain the facts so that other people who also follow SKTV who are not Liberians, let me just say this for the announcement for those of you who don't know. Serious minded people follow SKTV. And that's why our information there, we don't take it back. When we say we don't look back on it because we know where we're getting our information from. We know our sources and they follow. And so it would be a good thing. And I'm glad SKTV reached out to the senator. And I also look forward to Representative Yeke Koloma coming on and we can have some of these conversations. The senator agreed with us and the rest of the world that the tip was not a tip. The senator agreed to that. You
Yeah.
understand? And I've always said this in politics, people think politics mean to be deceptive. in politics, it's good for you to keep your agreement. We don't know what the senator and the current president, what the agreement they have. We don't know. So maybe we can ask the senator some of the questions in public and hear how the story.
That was
But the whole thing here, do they
that
have?
was the question I was going to ask you and Monk. Actually, since we listened to the interview of the ambassador, I have not said anything because I wanted you guys to give your take. But I still have, some questions. In as much as we want justice, in as much as Prince Johnson is not the only person who may have committed war crimes, do you think Prince Johnson being played or Prince Johnson being betrayed by Joseph Nyimabuaga and his government? You think if Prince Johnson knew that Joseph Nyimabuaga was going to do this war and economic crime, that he was actually working on it and had committed, that also led to him winning the presidency? If Prince Johnson was aware of this, do you think Prince Johnson was going to actually garner support for President Boakai to, or candidate Boakai to come and win, to have won this election? Do you think Prince Johnson should feel betrayal? And do you consider this as a betrayal, or this is just love for country? The two of you, and maybe one two can chip in if he wants.
And let Mon go first.
Seku, politics is a dynamic game. It's now a static game. Things change over time. You might call it a betrayal. You might call it love for country. Joseph Boaga is a consummate politician. He been in the game for a while. You heard from the lady that there has always been a unanimous consent against, from the entire spectrum of the Liberian voter, from young voter to middle-aged voter to the older voters. It's a consensus among Liberians that we are definitely in need of this war crime code. I told you from day one on the show, I said Joseph Nyimabuaga administration will have to make a tough choice. You will either take an economic incentive or you will try to protect Prince Johnson. And I placed my bet that Joseph Boaga was going to do the former by putting the economic incentive. And this lady said it. She's talked about technical support, expert building capacity that is contingent upon the war crime code when it comes to progress and institution building. That's why she made the comment, you got to walk and chew gum at the same time. In as much that Joseph Boaga will be faced with other challenges, they are saying this time around, you can play games with the war crimes code. And Joseph Boaga signed up on that. So I don't know if we keep putting one guy on the pedestal that will keep kowtowing to Prince Johnson and let all the incentive to go. But I know that's something Joseph Boaga was never going to sign up for. So some people might interpret it as a betrayal. I don't think it's a betrayal. I just thinking that Joseph Boaga listened to Liberian people and the fact of the matter that this war crime code stuff is way overdue. Prince Johnson had always said there was a reason he fought to defend the Nimbayans, that his people were enemy of the state. So he's capable of going to court to exonerate. He said that's why she said there is not going to be a witch hunt court. Anywhere the evidence leads, that's where they will follow through. They will go through on. So this whole idea that it was more of a betrayal, I know maybe Prince Johnson will have other option based on the dealing or the kind of arrangement between he and Joseph Boaga. But in this case, I'm giving all props to Joseph Nyimabuaga because she insinuated that in as much that Liberian people wanted a war crime code, they never saw leadership, especially from the executive branch. And this is the first time that they see signal coming from the executive branch that they are the one mainly pushing. Because if you want to tell me that Joseph Boaga have a draft executive order already waiting for war crimes code, because it means that was a backup plan that even if our lawmaker won't follow, he was going to use the power of the pen to push for a war crimes code. So Prince Johnson and his supporters can call it betrayal all they want. I think Joseph Boaga did the right thing. And if he keep doing this, then we can make the case that Joseph Boaga surely have wisdom. Because in politics, you got to go with the will of the people. And Prince Johnson is not greater than the entire Liberia. That's how I see it. I won't consider it.
Steve, the same question, but with an extension. When should we expect the executive order to come out, to be published? Then you can add
How
that to it.
you broke up? You said when what? You broke up. I didn't get that part.
When should we expect the draft executive order that is supposed to be published? When do
Well,
you
the
think
draft.
that will come out?
Well, from our information, from reliable sources, SKTV can inform the Liberian people that it's already been drafted. The goal is to have President Joseph Yuma Boaga sign both documents. Remember, we talked about both documents yesterday.
Mhm.
One was to the UN, and one was also for the Liberian president to sign. Those drafts are they're already there. They're only waiting for him to sign it. That's it. That's part of the mission. That's part of the work that is going on. But they want it to be concurrent. They want it to be simultaneous. So if he signs it this week, the expectation is hopefully it will be signed this week. That is the expectations. But but here is something critical that I didn't talk about earlier before I answer that question. Um, the conversation of the World Economic Crimes Court with Joseph Yuma Boaga started way before when he was candidate to Joseph Boaga's credit. It started before. In the okay, I will not say use certain words. I will change it. Based on sources, based on the information we have gathered, the conversation started. Joseph Yuma Boaga, even in the first round, agreed and said that if elected, these conversations were all going separately. If elected, he would sign off on the One Economic Crimes Code. When he got into the second round, he stuck with the same position that he would do that. And so he got the attention of certain people on this matter. So the people say, okay, then we'll see some seriousness. However, when he won, he reiterated his commitment to this. All these conversations were going on, I believe, in the absence of Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson was not in the know of these conversations. So, to this question, I want to disagree with Monk. I want to disagree with Monk on this question, open it and be on record. Joseph Boakai has a history, a record of betraying people. The records are clear. I'll give you an example. Let me give you most recent examples. One of the very first example is Joseph Yuma Boakai was in the CPP. Joseph Yuma Boakai went to court and said he did not know Alexander Cummings. When they seen Joseph Yuma Boakai and Alexander Cummings went to school in CWA, he met Alexander Cummings in Atlanta, Georgia. You can see the recording. He saw Alexander Cummings coming in. He said, "Oh, my friend and brother." Is that Cummings, my friend and brother? At that time, he was vice president. He went to seek support and help to raise money. Cummings came there and became part of the effort and buttressed that effort in Atlanta, Georgia. Joseph Yuma Boakai said he know Cummings in court. That was a betrayal. Even the destruction of the CPP was a betrayal in itself. Let's move forward to his most recent allies. Whether it is the Costa, again, whether you like Costa, you don't like him, whether you disagree with him or not, the truth of the matter is Costa and Benin and Ure were betrayed. They were played. And we said it on SKTV. We maintain those positions because they are the right thing. They're the truth. They've not changed. And so this is not strange to me. No, this is not strange to me. These behaviors, let me say this. When you see Sekou, for those of you who don't know Sekou or who just see him on SKTV, Sekou is the kind of guy who he let everybody to count to a horse. He will cook, he will do meat, he will do attire, he will call. Sekou will be calling me all night. Even when I sleep inside, he will be bugging my phone. Oh, the man here, you need to come and we need to do the meat, we need to do. You understand? That's who Sekou is. But Sekou didn't even know that I myself too, because we got to do security on security thing. We got to check the people we working with too now. You don't want to be the other CEO then who going to jail in April. You check behind and then you working with it, you look funny. So I said myself, let me check behind Sekou too. You can't be moving or something like that. I realized that Sekou, what in Liberia, in Aricos, and in Guinea, these are things he used to do. When he walking, he went to Guinea. Whether it is the Dano Doka, we say, and all the other Liberian players, and most of them. Sekou used to be the chairman back in the days. You can't talk about it, but I know because I call people to find out who this Sekou is, what's going on with this Sekou, and what's up with him. That is who he is. You can't take that from him. Anybody that come to Phoenix, let me say this: anybody that come to Phoenix, so long you call Sekou and say, "Oh, Sekou, yeah, Segu want for to organize meet. He want for to do the one. He want for to 11. Segu every weekend we might have something going on. And you understand? So that's who he is. So I'm saying this to say I'm making this comparison because I wanted Liberian people to know that this is who Joseph Yuma Braga is. He doesn't keep his part of the deal. He doesn't keep a part of the work of things when he's doing it. And I can say this: the only reason why Joseph Yuma Braga is going to stick with this, is going to keep this particular part of the deal, which is the World Economic Crime Code, are two major reasons. Number one, the players that were in play at this point, they're bigger than him. And he knows there's interest in this. The second part of it also, he is against the war because the Liberian people are pushing this. The Liberian people are pushing this. So there's no way out. So Joseph Yuma Braga has a perfect, but in sense of betrayal, he betrayed Prince Johnson because he should have told Prince Johnson from the beginning. These are some of his goals. These are some of the things he wanted to do. But not only Joseph Braga that betrayed Prince Johnson won't begin. You know, the water coming dry, fee coming in fee. The one can say, like, bro, Prince Johnson won't begin. Jeremiah Kun is aware of this too. Oh, yes. And he need to openly speak on it and get a position as a vice president. This is the policy that they are pushing. Not only Jeremiah Kun, many of those senators that also on the rescue train, they're part of it too. And we told you on the show that it will pass in the House, in the Senate, that particular bill will pass. And we said on the show, it will not pass the first stage. It going to pass. The Senate will pass it. They will concur with it.
I think you missed my point on the whole issue of betrayal. I'm not saying that Joseph Boakai is a sin. I'm just saying that Joseph Boakai played politics. Understand that before Prince Johnson endorses a candidate, he always tests the water to know the possibility of that candidate being president. He knows exactly how to do his mathematics to get to the finish line. Prince Johnson knew that if Georgia had won the election, he would have been at risk because there would have been no leverage that we are going for a second term. We are turning over.
Gentlemen, let me interrupt you for a second. We have Honorable Yeke Koloba in
all right.
So
let's
take his perspective. Then after that, we'll go to Liberia to pick some calls. Honorable Yeke Yapawolo Koloba, how are you doing, sir?
So thank you. We succeeded into today in what we wanted to do, what I've been trying to do, and what we all have been trying to do together concerning the war economic crime code. We are two sponsors, one colleague and myself, Honorable colleague and myself. We are the sponsor of this bill, and we succeeded in the bill, leaving the lower house today to go up to the Senate.
So how was it like? What process did you guys go through to make this thing, going through, to make this thing to go through so fast with no household?
Because I think in my mind, the war that came was not good for the people. We used a gun to harass and brutalize people. People got killed in the war. I think we're all justice for the people. We're us being exonerated through the court. We will always have that stigma. Oh, you get killed people. You get brought war. You get brought war. That I have been on the forefront of this issue. So the court could come and we'll be able to exonerate ourselves or be found guilty. So we can go and face the full weight of the law.
So, Honorable Koloba, we saw you guys on the floor. And according to what we witnessed today, almost this team passed by 57% of the people that actually voted. Were you surprised that this team passed one time? Not even people saying, well, we got to do this thing another day. Were you surprised?
No, I was not surprised. The fact that we have been able to talk to people, telling them that, look, the war came. You didn't take part in the war. We took part in the war. We need to be the one to say we don't want it. So if we are the ones saying we want it, I think people need to protest us. So it came only one lawmaker from the country voted in our favor. All the other lawmakers abstained from the process. They said they wanted to take it to their people. They think I've been in the country, I've been in the corridor for long. So what do you want to take to your people? We got all the issues that come to the place. We'll pass it, we'll all consulting about it, our people. So what's so important and particular about this issue that we have to take back? that we can't just go. And people, nobody should think that the war economic crime code is coming from an individual. People stole people money. We lawmakers need to be investigated because we start in our place. The only thing we did was to loot President Dr. George. We had to loot the resources of this country. And today we need to be prosecuted. We need to be investigated and prosecuted. So it's not about an individual. It's not about an individual. So when we try to push the thing that it's about an individual, there is a wish on. And we don't want it that way. That was some of us took the full fun of it. So it can be like, oh yeah, the people only running behind put a full war. No, I fought war. I want to go to camp. Do I want to go to jail? Yes, if I'm found guilty. But can I generate myself? I think in my mind, I can. Because when TRC came here, I would never call to TRC. But everywhere you pass, and go, say, oh, but the way you're going to be talking, they may kill people, like they put blood in here. So, you know, they may fall war, they may hold gun. So why can't we bring the one black snake so we can see who this snake boy?
So on recall, but before I go to my colleagues, now, according to what we witnessed today, the document will be forwarded to the House of the Senate for concurrence. Do you think the Senate will follow suit? Do you think the Senate will actually pass this thing?
Look, let me tell you something. Don't waste your time. You remember, go back to some of your shows. When I was in Ghana, Jeremiah came to Ghana. And let me just say it on the public media that I talk to Dr. Allen Ware every day, and he and myself talk to him for almost 3-4 hours. I talk to him every day. He's not the only person. The reason why I'm calling his name because he was on Spoon One. I mean, because that show, he acknowledged.
Yeah, he did.
He
did acknowledge your name that you
so
guys can talk.
Let me say to you that we talk every day, and we talk today. We exchange note. You understand what I'm saying? They think people are taking for fun, so they're wasting their time. I talked to a lot of people in the US concerning this issue. When I was in Ghana, when Jeremiah came to Ghana, he met with people that I met with. I said it on your show.
He did.
Yes. I said it on your show. I said Prince George will be placed under the bus. And you know why I would not take a long time in the Senate? Because the senators, Yomli Kara want to be president of this country. With the war economic code not coming, for us to be jailed for harassing our people, they won't be able to get a Nima country with Prince Johnson on another side. And they know they will not get Prince Johnson on that side. Prince Moi want to become president of this country. So look, before you remember, I said I was in meeting with some of these people and they said they will push your back on one side. You remember on this show, go back to your
You did. We remember that.
Fine. So Sekou, don't waste your time. They think were initiated by Jeremiah Kun. Jeremiah Kun is where Jeremiah Kun do not trust Prince Johnson. Let me tell you today, you don't trust Prince Johnson. You remember when Prince Johnson came publicly and said Jeremiah Kun is a rogue?
Yeah, he's a criminal.
He money from on the finance committee in the house. And later, when Jeremiah Kun said to me and other people that the reason why Prince Johnson campaigned for him because he gave Prince Johnson money. He don't trust Prince Johnson when it comes to that. Prince Johnson is very inconsistent according to Jeremiah when it comes to money business. So he don't trust. They don't trust Prince Johnson. So he's into the thing too because he also wants to become president of this country. And he really make be every Mary Snow. Because he has seen that he and Prince Moi not friendly anymore. Because what the people are doing, Sekou, all the people in the Senate, they are the ones vetting the point and they are the ones doing the confirmation. So who will fail confirmation? Tell me.
So that means the answer is the Senate will pass it with no problem.
They will pass it with no problem. There will be people to raise issue. And who will raise issue? Jeremiah will not raise issue. He will want to distance himself from it. He will say anything the senator then say. No. But you need to come clear on this. Let him distance himself from the war economic crime code. Then I will know that what I'm saying is lie. Jeremiah met hierarchy of the U.S. government in Ghana. And I met those same hierarchy in Ghana. And we talk. The reason why I said on this your show, go back to some recording. Jeremiah and
Thomas Fala. I remember.
On your show.
I remember that.
You remember, right?
Yes.
The reason why the organization, because according to me on your show, Jeremiah Kun gave the people the assurance that the war in economic crime will come. So when I got to the Senate, yes, people raise issue. People raise issue not only about the war in economic crime, I mean the war crime code. They will be raising about economic issue. Why? Because in the Senate, we are being censured for economic issue, and even in the lower house, we are criminals in our lower house.
Wow.
When the
Honorable Kolba,
when the audit is done, you will know from when I speak.
thank you so much. So let me go to my colleague. Maybe Steve has a question. Then we'll go to Monk, and then we will take it from there. Steve, go ahead. You have a question for Honorable Kolba?
Well, first thing before I ask the Honorable Yaga Kolba any question, I want to say thanks to Honorable Yaga Kolba. He was one of the very first Liberians, or maybe, if not so, credit to him, the very first Liberian sitting in the government currently that spoke openly about the conversations in Ghana, about the involvement of key players, whether it is the Jeremiah Kun or other people. I want to say thanks to Representative Yeke Koluba. I also want to say, Representative Yeke Koluba, whether you like him or not, whether you support him or not, you can trust his information. You know, some of the things that Representative Yeke Koluba says, sometimes I can I can want that wrong labron Dave. By heart. So, Representative Yaga Koluba, thank you so much for all you do for the country and for our people. Let me ask you this question. Prince Johnson is thrown on the bus. That is a fact. You said it a long time ago here. What do you think Prince Johnson options are at this point? The fact that even his own picking, Jeremiah Kun, his own age mate, his equal, Joseph Human Boakai, threw him on the bus. Now, not stranger than that the same people he brought to power threw him on the bus. What are your options?
Look, let me say to you, Steve, do Prince Johnson have the ability to destabilize the country? Yes, he has the ability. Yes, he has the ability. Nobody should overlook that. We don't pray for it, but he has the ability. You know what it did to him is deception. And Joseph Parker full of too much deception. There were two reasons why Prince Johnson left George Weah. The first reason was George Weah was giving President Dr. Ambassador George Weah was giving Prince Johnson $50,000 every month. I said this before on your show.
You did.
When it came to the issue where President Dr. George Weah refused to give him the money for I think 4 or 5 months, it was when the problem started. Then I don't care what president you are going to do. You are either going to support John Weah. John Weah was still going to put him on the bus. Because that negotiation was being held long time by Jeremiah Kun and President Dr. George Weah. And I said this on your platform. President Dr. George Weah will never forgive Jeremiah Kun for betraying him. Jeremiah Kun betrayed President Dr. George Weah in 4 months to the election. And President Dr. George Weah had too much confidence in Jeremiah Kun. Jeremiah Kun had contract from the government to bring street light to the country and bring poles and some things to the country. And the contract with the understanding that he will run for the president in second round and pledge his support to President George Weah. You understand what I'm saying? My information is 100% correct. Don't take it like 99. It's 100% correct. He can prove me wrong. And he will never
Hold on.
lie.
So you say that Jeremiah Kun, the current vice president, had an agreement with President Weah. Then he was going to run for president, but he was going to get a contract from the government to build street lights and stuff. So that way you can use
the contract already. The negotiations were already going on. He had a contract already. Jeremiah Queen is a pretty street light for the government. He had a contract already. You see the light that they put it all around. You see all the back that CDC brought what Jeremiah Queen brought for CDC. He had a contract to bring all of that. If you check the duty-free process to Freeport, if you don't discover that Jeremiah Queen brought a lot of containers in the country on duty-free, don't never ever bring me on your show. And what were in the container? Campaign materials for the CDC.
What?
Because they gave him contract so he could run in the second round and pledge his support to President Dr. George Manuel Weah.
Wow. Mom, do you have a question for Representative Kaba? Okay, it looks like Mom is not available. So, Honorable Kaba, let me ask you this again. You said Prince Johnson has the ability to cause chaos in the country. Can this be prevented?
It can be prevented.
How?
And the only way it can be prevented, Prince Johnson need to understand, I don't care how long it takes, the code will come. And if he does that, it will become embarrassing for his left and other issues, because in the process, the thing is already ordealed. In the process, anything will happen in the process. And he needs to be very careful. Anything will happen in the sense that he could be picked up for anywhere. Then you have to be beyond bar while they're establishing a war economic record. So the only advice I can give you is he has been sold already. There's no doubt about that. By Prince Johnson and Joseph Boakai.
You mean by Jeremiah Kung, by Joseph Boakai?
Yes, by Jeremiah Kung and Joseph Boakai, he has been sold already. There's no return for that. The deal is done already, because I know from where it started, when it comes to the new government, and I know who all were involved with it. And I know what assurance was given. And because of the assurance that was given in Ghana, they called me to ask me on my view. And let me say on the public radio again, I talk to people from the U.S. concerning the War Economic Crown Code. On the War Economic Crown Code. And one of the persons I talk to, we talk every day, and we even talk today, is Dr. Allen White. But I'm not going to disclose the other name because those are hardcore people.
So
if you have a crazy man that people can relate to, hardcore people in the US that people can relate to. If you have a crazy man that people claim that the way they're talking to and they're changing note. So you see, people can only say you get crazy when you're talking against somebody that they believe in. But you are not crazy. The people are talking to you can never talk to them. So what made me crazy, man?
Wow. So, for your information, I mean, from what you know, the ambassador that had an interview today with Clarence on the OKFM said that she believed there is a draft executive order by Joseph Boakai to start the process, that she is expecting that to be out. So what do you think that draft executive order will do, in terms of Liberian people who are doubting this whole idea of what economic crown code, and what message would that send to people that Prince Johnson and other people who are potentially witness or perpetrators?
So let me say this to you. I know 100% sure that the war have been invited to Liberia. Remember today, and the Christian man speaking now. So let the Christian man be on record that the way before even the election, that the way were invited to Liberia, and that the way have been invited when the campaign was going on, that the way were invited to Liberia. At a certain point, when one of the Nima County vote, he was told to wait until after the election.
Oh, wow.
With my conversation with him today, I'm not going to tell you who invited him, but he has been invited to Lepre again after the election to come. Yes. So the thing is not something that is a joke to play. Joseph Boakai cannot help the process. Reason being, Joseph Boakai want to help the process, he don't want to help the process, he got no authority. So people are using the opportunity now to put Joseph Boakai to either bring this executive order. Will the executive order come up? Yes. But for now, it's not 100% yet. The issue of the executive order coming up is around 40 to 50%. Every 60% is sure for it to come out.
So should there be reason for an executive order if the House already passed this thing and then the Senate, if the Senate going to pass it? I mean, what's the need for executive order if at all? I mean, it's going to be passed.
So that's why I say I'm not reached 100% yet. The 50% is there's a surety that it will pass it. So we'll leave it at 50%. If the Senate decide to play with it, that when the 75 to 80% will come in for the executive order to be released. But for now, it's at 50%. Because we are getting assurance that because of some political reason, it's not going to stay long in the Senate. Do you know that Yomli is an American citizen?
I didn't know that.
Okay, then find out from her. She is. So there's a lot of things being played in.
Wow. So I don't know. We wanted, we wanted to take calls in Liberia, but it's kind of we don't have enough time to do that. So we'll just continue and conclude with our Honorable Yeke Koluba, because his one call is way bigger than a lot of calls, and no disrespect to other people because he provides information. He's also a lawmaker. So like I said earlier, if Prince Johnson is threatening, he's saying that there have been meetings by former generals, many of whom he believes from Nimba County. He said that those people are doing their mining, selling, doing businesses, doing S, Y, and Z. They didn't get into government, but he feel like he kind of feel like they're going to be taken away from what they were doing, not pushing to anybody. But he didn't do that. Instead, he came into government, and not only come into government, but also involved in what they call pay to play, corruptions, getting money from here and there, and then selling people vote. And he is one of the people that actually was noted, for involving in killing people on camera. So you think Prince Johnson's statement will encourage other former rebels, former fighters to actually get in the bush to fight, or they will say, you know what, we've not been part of anything since the war finished, we've been kind of like cool and moving on about our business, we could be exonerated for that? You think they will just follow Prince Johnson, or they will say, you know what, we're not going to get into that. If the war come, we like just get involved and let's see how it goes. What do you think will happen here?
The thing is that when walk around, some of all our whole again for the 7 days, all of our have to go there. We may be the one to commit the crimes, but we took instructions from people. We took instructions from people. If we did anything illegal, we took instructions from people. So you think that everybody will go, so they will collect the whole brother. You know how many general we have? You know how many general MPF have? You know how many general Prince Johnson have? You know how many general Unimo and other people have? No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way, Sekou. What's going to happen here is that they are going to look for some of us that were key players that get instructions on the front line. Because Sekou, if we go on the front line, we don't get instruction, we will not go attack. We would not go to attack. So we have to we receive the orders to say, look, we need to attack Barnaby Estate today. We need to attack Barnaby Estate tomorrow. We need to attack New Georgia tomorrow. We need to attack Oro tomorrow. When those instructions come, then the play go on, then we execute the instruction. So we were being executing. Now all of us will go to the war ground code. I said, no, not because you were generous. So And you see, let me tell you something. The thing that made Prince Johnson more worse. Let me just come to Prince Johnson because he keeps saying Prince Johnson, Prince Johnson. If Prince Johnson was not going to be the one to be telling Nima Kanepo say, yeah, you have vote for the person and go collect what you want to collect from my information from Jirabayaku. Go and collect what you want to collect and let the person win. That you are not going to be too focused on Prince. But Prince Johnson is a decision maker in this country. I don't care how you take it. He decides who become president of this country. And some of the decisions he's been making have not been right in the eyes of the international community. So how can he be silent? How can they silence him? They did it by putting sanctions. It didn't work. So the next alternative is they want economic crime code. When they grab me, they grab Prince Johnson, they grab all our forward. Second, you know, when they grab me, they put me in jail. I would not pay rent again. I would not be paying current bill.
No, we don't want you to go.
LEC bill.
We don't want you to go to jail.
No, I'm just saying something. I will not be paying LEC bill. By the time I my pantry, my food goes down, I say, I will call press conference in the jail, I say my food goes down. The human right will be respected because I ain't. I will get fat. I will get bread because I have no air condition. I will not pay horse rent. So I don't let for people put fear in people. Oh, the person did this, the person did this, the person did this. Not everybody will go there.
So we learned that you in as much as you said that you were for war, but we learned that you were a child soldier. Is that true? That means you never
Only
had.
the court can determine that. Only the court can determine that. Only the court can determine that. Sekou, let me say this to you. I'm not under any sanction by the American government. I've visited the embassy on so many occasions. If the embassy have a problem, they will not send for me into the embassy. They will grab me right there and carry me. I've been in the embassy. I've been having meetings in the embassy. I've never sent for my TRC. So I need to know what I've done wrong. Also, that because I fought war with NPA right now, so all the things all the bad things I've been today.
Okay.
So, I mean, we got people coming
One major. Go ahead. Okay, one major question I want to ask you. While President Weah was president, you made mention of President Weah involving with the war, and you said if war and economic crimes could come, Joe Weah will go there and you will testify against him. Do you think this will still happen?
So let me say this. It was not a political statement. Joe Weah, President that George Weah make money, he supported Model.
You said you can prove that in court.
President George Weah visited us on Buduburu camp on so many occasions. President George Weah visited us on the front line on so many occasions. Why you think the same President George Weah to be part of the disarmament team? You think the UN people crazy? They are not. Why you think they have to send charter to go and disarm people in Sierra Leone? Why? Because the people fear within themselves that he took part within the war in Sierra Leone.
He has control. Yeah.
He has control. Fine. He just spoke the English. Sorry, I was trying to, I didn't go to school, so I was trying to grab what English to speak before I can lie on the radio.
No.
So he has a high control. So we got influence. Okay, why do you think I was sent to Grand Cayman County to go and quiet the situation? And when I went there alone, the situation got quiet because I'm a resident of Republic of Liberia. Sekou, you don't know. Any part of Liberia I reach, Sekou, nobody besides God can let me unpopular in the country. No living human being can let me unpopular. When we started letting you when I started talking against President Baga, let me also get unpopular. You saw me in Granger. You saw me in Nima a few days. You saw me in Grand Cayman again yesterday. When they say we want to call or call about to introduce themselves. Sekou, why on my table? The only thing I did was to stand up and wave the whole place went outside down. That's introduction by itself. That means the people know me. So if you think you can make me unpopular by talking against President Blanca, you waste your time, Sekou. You yourself, you can't make me popular because I'm gifted. I don't move the way I move. Sekou, hold it in Kosu. When you say that, Sekou, you know you are up in Kosu. When you say that, hold it in Kosu. You understand? But me, when I go to place, I wear my jeans, I wear my slipper. You got to be like the people that you represent. You see the difference between the point and myself. So when you have control, they will send you. So can we wait for the war economic crime to come? Then you see if I can take my evidence, or I can go before the court to carry my evidence. But wait and see.
So according to the ambassador, the war that happened, the people that participated, she said like the war crime and the economic crime, they are intertwined. They're almost like one of the same. And then that led to the present day corruption in our governments. Do you see the economic crimes being a major part of this process? And if so, do you think there will be a term of reference in terms of, clarifying who will be, involved, and whether there will be a scope, a defined timeline, people that will be, time that will be covered by the economic crime? Because you say up to present date, people are still involved in economic crime. So if this is going to be war and economic crime, do you think the people that are involved in war in economic crime right now should also face justice?
But the fact that somebody said, I think they said, you only said the senators are receiving money to confront for that corruption. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. The fact that she said that corruption. So you think that all of the people that are still people money that will be running after anybody that influence the system to make the system bad, you are corrupt. Did Yombly influence the system? Yes. They sat down there. They said the protest was sanctioned because he went to collect money. That's corruption. Collecting money, who gave me authority to be the protest? The Senate, the senators. So who he went to advocate for? He went to advocate for the senators. So that he alone corrupt? And he alone corrupt? All of them are guilty as like the former protest. All of them corrupt. So okay, they say the men want to go collect money. So can they order the system? Can they do their own investigation and to find out if the sanction is true or not? Because when they go after that system, the men brought the money, all of them got their caught. So who took the trouble of the day that they had? So they not go back to the war economic crime court. Who's going to take the honor of the day? The heads. And some of us are going on the rampage and doing our own things. Fear us.
So in the past, you just made mention about how Jowia was sent to Bujumbura camp. I mean, how, and the same Jowia accused Joseph Nima Boakai of being involved with the war, that he was the first chairman of the, can you get me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. President Weah, during his campaign in 2017, he accused Joseph Nima Boakai of being a warlord, of being one of the first chairman of the Lofa Defense Force. Do you think that will implicate, and Joey will be willing to come and prove that Joseph Boakai, who is now calling for the War and Economic Crimes Court, could be implicated in the process, if at all Weah allegations can be proven?
It's not impossible. Because you see President Boakai is a desperate person. He has been desperate for power. Now when you see under his regime with former President Salif, he will always grieve. He will always in grief and always bitter. So it's not impossible. President Boakai has been wanting power for long. Don't look at that old man like he's quiet. That old man is a desperate person. I just got to know the future. That he's very, very desperate. The fact that he used Bernard Ure there to make him popular, because the party was dead. It was Costa, the president you were there that fought to bring him to where he is today. Can he forgive? No. So that may not be love. That may not impossible at all. Joseph Boakai is a terrible person. He too greedy for power. You will never know somebody until you get close to them. The fact that Joseph Boakai can be appoint people that are not supposed to play that, people not supposed to appoint people. You know, he said that when they're going to NASCAR and doing
I was just about to ask you the NASCAR question. So what was Senator Prince Moy? Okay, we just lost the representative because I really wanted to know that part because that has nothing to do with the war crime. But for the fact that Prince Moy and the senator from Cape Mount can go secretly to go and replace someone serving on a tunnel position. That person didn't get any call or any information from the president. And when the other lady tried to investigate, they say, you don't need to do that. Why would they get involved with appointing people in the first place? Why is it that they really want to get rid of all the tenure position? Are the people serving in those positions, are they not Liberians? Are they not protected by the Constitution as Liberians? We have a lot going on. Some of the questions we are asking now, some of you may not like it. When I made mention of President, we are being, allegedly involved with Model. Somebody say, "Oh, Sekou, don't talk about that." You guys just are one-dimensional thinkers. You just think one way. You don't want others to think like yours. When we're talking about Joseph Boakai, you're happy. But because you are CDC, because you got some connection with George Weah, anything will implicate George Weah. You say, "Oh, no, Sekou, don't talk about that. That Joseph Boakai." No. George Weah came before Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai, in fact, is doing something that George Weah failed to do. George Weah promised War and Economic Crimes Court. George Weah came to the United Nations General Assembly and spoke of War and Economic Crimes Court. When he went back, right at the airport, he walked it back. Honorable Koliba, we apologize. The line got disconnected.
No, Sekou, I gotta apologize because people calling me direct.
Oh.
I will be traveling tomorrow. I'm going to Ivory Coast to represent the House on the issue. I'll be leaving the country tomorrow on ASCA. I'm already at the airport here, waiting to just walk to the terminal in the morning to get on my flight. Because I don't want to be traveling on our Ralphie Road. I can have so many hours.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you.
I'm around Haber here. Yeah. I'm around Haber here waiting for 5 o'clock in the morning to walk to the terminal to go and represent Liberia on some different issue. I'll be going and come back on the 9th because got a Grand came on and the issue that we need to resolve. The people did a lot of things to our people that are not correct, and we need to ensure the right thing is done. So I'll be leaving the country tomorrow morning.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So the concern about what happened to the people then, Chris Moy, then the other senator, that lady from Cape Mount, and I saw them with, the chairman of the party, who is also been appointed already, going to somebody asking, are we going to replace someone in a tenure position. You think this is lawful? You think this is the right way to do it? And can the house do anything about this? This is
Let me make
crazy.
this clear today, Sekou. You know what Joseph Boakai and people have decided to do?
No.
You know, in the tenure, I think that 30 positions, the NEC, I think the GAC, or another position that is protected under the Constitution. All the other position, on the say this or 10 position, but you are working by the way and pleasure of the president. So let me tell you what Joseph Boakai has decided to do. You're listening to the crazy man again. Joseph Boakai has resolved that the code of rule that they know. They still think I will push that the party they're trying to do in the country. So most of the meeting is still calling me today. And I told their opposition men, I don't know why they don't want to understand our opposition men. They are wasting their time. So what they are resolved to do, the code will rule that yes, you got any position, they're not supposed to take it from there, but you work by the way and pleasure of the president. Then you know what Joseph Boakai and Paul have decided to do? They will pay the people off. And in that 2-3 years, they will pay them off. Then they bring another group of people to stay for that 2-3 years that they will pay the same money. Do Joseph Boakai have interest in the country? When we talk, then people don't know where we speak. You think we are here to look at people's faces?
But Honorable Kaba, the country not got money. Why do you want to take the small money we got to give it to?
The country get money. The country get money. The government will never owe me. And I told the speaker, I said, the government owe me, you will pay. Or if not, anything the executive bring to this session, it will not be discussed. The fact that these people want to pay people up for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And bring their own family people to put there. What Primboy want to do that? Tell me what Primboy want to do there. They see people to confirm me. They see people to confirm that then they came to go take office. Look at the irresponsible people. Look at the embarrassment here. Is that what we brought change for? Is that what we went from country to country from a Primboy there to bring the family people? You know who they want to go put in office? I wanted the senator brother there.
Really?
Oh, what do you mean?
The guy, I don't know, Gaffy, whatever, Councilor Gaffy Sherry or something like that. I'm not sure.
No, that's what I mean.
Okay.
The senator from Great Mokante, Bapulu Kante. Go on me.
The senator for Bapulu County, that's
Bodo Kane?
Bodo Kane. Yeah, Bodo Kane.
So who you think I make a fake confirmation? Sekou, look at Joseph Boakai.
Yeah, man.
I can never ever respect Joseph Boakai again.
Yeah, Murphy Kane.
The law say, you know very well that the law say people got telling you why you don't want to respect it. You were there when any brother tell you something up, and your pastor, you Joseph Boakai, what did you say? You know, Sekou, you remember when President Dr. Joe Weah said, when Joseph Boakai said, Joe Weah never raised his hand one day to talk in the Senate. When President Dr. Joe Weah said Joseph Boakai was sleeping at 2, Joseph Boakai was sleeping. Joseph Boakai learned nothing from that place. Joseph Boakai opposed nothing that embarrassing the Lepopo Rena. They issue in B. Martin. Who then brought the agreement? That not Joseph Boakai there.
I didn't know.
So the issue we're talking about now, same 10 years. They refused to pay school. So Joseph Boakai don't know that they don't want brought the thing here on the Liberian people. Sekou, let me tell you something today. B. Martin alone can pay everybody in Liberia here. Everybody 500 US.
What?
I passed through the people copying it yesterday. I did some video. I did some video because I passed all my press people. They did some video. Sekou, Liberia get money. We need no money for donor. But you know what happened? Ministers, Joseph Boakai there, Jojo Boakai there, going to the people and receiving money.
Amen.
Liberia going nowhere under Joseph Boakai. No, Joseph Boakai do not respect anything for what I was here now. I can never ever respect Joseph Boakai no more in my life. Joseph Boakai become an embarrassment. He don't know that NASCO, that any position, He allowed Primoy then to go there. Everything Primoy doing is with the consent of Joseph Boakai. Now Primoy then rock money people, the Primoy, the embarrassment Yomlikana, the embarrassment Daradino, they don't want rock money people and they don't want confirming people. Who are fake confirmation? Sekou, I got to know Joseph Boakai was an embarrassment when you were announced president 2 days after you announced. He was announced president. I knew that Joseph Boakai was not sleeping. Joseph Boakai is just another crook.
Wow. So you think everything Prince Muide, even sending bringing that guy to go and put the guy in office overnight beyond everybody secretly, you think Joseph Boakai approve of that? He's aware?
No, let me tell you something. The reason why they did that when they thought the woman was not going to raise no issue because the guy that is there is sick. He's not well, from my information. So they thought the woman are there were not going to raise issue.
Mm-hmm.
So they were, hey, man, but what Prince want to go do there? You senator now.
Yeah.
Are you confronting people now? What you really want to go do over there? What Prince really want to go do over there? He and our senator there. He and our chairman.
Luther Tape.
What you say people playing hard?
What do you mean? The man buying your own house? What do you mean by that? So you think that whole running house business was
people playing hard like men say playing like men say that.
for insurance purposes?
Okay, no. For the day people started to behave that day, I got close to them. Right after the election, when I saw the attitude, I decided to keep far from them because I don't want to be part of people that will be of failure. Darren Taylor bringing people to be to help PRT, help and to people achieve for security. Darren Taylor bringing people to be fire service director. So you rock money people now. Who you will say in the confirmation? Hey man, Sekou man. Sekou.
Monga, you there?
Make me. Yeah, I'm here.
Now, man.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So these people make me to go, people make me to make a lot of enemy for myself. Do you know that I got to know today? Somebody came to me that is related to me and related to Natana Mange. Do you know that I am related to Natana Mange?
I didn't know that.
I got to know that today. You know, I make confusion with everybody because we thought Joseph Boakai could make the difference. To the point one time I go and say my brother came from the US to pledge his support to another person because of my stay. So we make confusion of all relatives there. I make confusion of Nathan Mage who are related to I just want to know today. Because we wanted change. Only for us to not see the change. So we don't waste our time, man.
So
don't waste our time. They put got interest in changing the country. They don't have interest in increasing the civil servant salary. In fact, they want to reduce salary. The president giving information now. Sekou.
They want to reduce salary. I thought they said they're going to put the salary back.
Reduce salary.
From where?
For someone to reduce salary.
No, I thought they said they're coming back to remove the harmonization to put the post salary back to where it was.
Sekou, when people remove harmonization, anyway, see the post fully and far with it.
They will not remove the harmonization thing? They will not.
They will not. And these are some of the reasons why the nurses say you harmonize my salary, I will harmonize your food. Also now, even these nurses that expose themselves in the public, have these people getting job? No. But bringing a wife to work. Jeremiah bringing his wife sister to work. When you say that, my man, so while the Paul Library, we not say the library. The same thing we're getting for job we are aiming for. The same thing coming. So when I talk, because they are librarian, why you talk against Ellie and Joe we are yesterday when you knew they were librarian? Also, you are on the road a good road. Joe we are on the road a good road. When pre-jumping, when we CDT, oh, the world got go, God, the world got go, God, the world got go, God, the world got go, God. When the John Joseph Boakai, but the common example Sekou is all the time say no use of your own spoon. Roll about roll. They think I'm local face. I'm a member of the opposition. Our woman CDC had today. We are going all around here, Makodi. I will wear the CDC hat. I will wear any party like in the opposition hat.
So, Honorable Kaba, you think this particular war and economic crimes code will somehow distract you people as a House of Representative to talk about what you suggested last time, that you guys have to come out to clarify as to what entails someone who is not capacitated, the incapacity for the president, whether or not the president is incapacitated. Is this thing going to distract you guys from process, or you guys still going to go on with the process?
Now we are past the war economic crimes business already. We are going to ensure that when we pass, our colleagues act on it and send it to Joseph Boakai. So by the time we reach Joseph Boakai, the way he does it, he's just waiting for it to come. He's just waiting for it to come. The way he does it, look, the Constitution, Article 63, gave all the right in the space of 1 year to define the war incapacitation.
Mm-hmm.
And are we going to do that? Yes, we will do that. I am going to write. The reason why I will not be on the floor on Thursday is because I'm leaving the country tomorrow morning. When I come back on Tuesday, I'll be calling all my colleagues so we can define incapacitation as per the Constitution of this country. And second, when we define it, we say, yeah, incapacitation, that when second sit down one place for long, when he start nopping here, he incapacitated. Because we're not get Joseph going to be sleeping when you go to forum, when you go represent Liberia. So when we define it and reach out and see Joseph Baga behaving in some of our our camps, he have to come to, we have to put it on him.
So that means if you guys found Joseph Baga incapacitated by whatever means, then that means that will be a potential for the removal, like a impeachment.
So you need to understand that we make the law. We make the law. And when the Constitution gives all the right to do what we're supposed to do, when we do that, he needs to respect it. Not because you have people that put you back and behind that were on the old road, right? One old car today, they're trying to play with the law. I don't know what law he learned. I don't know where the people come from. Where the people were. When we start talking about people hijacking the law. Hey, man, so that's how we look at it. On one power, we don't show our bad ways. Because Joseph Baga didn't show that desperate he was, that he too entitled. I want maybe to go around and run get me for him. And I challenge Joseph Baga, he can show one paper that he gave me $5. I challenge him. All the time went from country to country.
So when the you
what to do when you see him walking, get a snail.
Honorable Kaba, when you people say they send 1,000, they give you 1,000, they give you $10,000 for your campaign, they were lying.
So I challenge them.
Why would they lie like that? Broad lie.
I will go back to one recording. I got that recording. I'm keeping that recording for reason. When I was on the show, when the chairman was on the show, I brought all this caution, and the chairman said on Spoon FM, I got a video recording, that Spoon FM did not, Unity Party, I'm not giving you a damn. I got a recording. Don't mind those people. Say, good, they're right. You know I'm worrying them right now. Why you can't move from behind them? And but they lost me already. I will not be out there before. Our member of the opposition are not Unity Party, man. Now when they put from ANC, they put from Gongolo Party, they put from Senior Freeman Party, they put from Dada Mama Party, all of them keep to district number 10. to vote for me because of my talking. So I'm bury it today because they say, one went to Papolo, after the post I celebrating in Grand came on, one old man coming from Unity Party started speaking Loma. I said, I can't understand Loma, speak English. Oh, you know, take time with the papi. I said, the king are talking a lie. You know, you're not lying, but you got to take that. I said, I know for them for women. Don't give me out of papi business. When you're bringing to Grand King country here, in the time you put your channel together, man. He started laughing.
So, Honorable Koluba, there are a lot of people from all the party that you just mentioned. Some of them were not happy with you for the fact that you didn't support their own candidate, whether it's Moluba, whether it's Zana Komish, whether it's Councillor Gonglo and the rest of the people. But they said that Biyake Koluba, you are the one that brought this Joseph Boakai government on us. So what is the one reason that actually make you to actually leave Joseph Boakai to say, you know what, I support this man, but I'm regretting supporting this man, or I supported this man, but I'm no longer supporting him after making him a president? What was the one reason that actually drove you to say, you know what, I no longer support this guy. This guy is not what I expected. What was the reason? One reason. Give me one reason.
So let me tell you this today. Say go. Tewon Gonglo. When you see Tewon Gonglo, all my cases I've been going through and winning the government, that Tewon Gonglo been giving me lawyers free. Let me say that today. I'm getting $5. $5 I get Tewon Gonglo. All the time I've been going to Ghana doing a campaign, sponsoring my family. And the Ghana Kome have been my sponsor 100%. Yes. Let me say this on your station today. And the Ghana Kome have been supporting, have been sponsoring. Most of the times when I used to want to leave the country, and the Ghana Kome will buy my ticket to leave. But you know, I reached a point where I saw the Lebronpo say the change should be Joseph Boakai. And now I decided, I said, say the change should be Joseph Boakai. Then I put Joseph Boakai there and see what happened. I said, cool. We can put somebody there to see what happened. After 4 days, Jeremiah went in private jet. Joseph Boakai joined in private plane. Say, cool. Anything that is not commercial is private. Up to now, the Minister of State have not been able to tell what Joseph Boakai left from here to go. Who he met, who he talked to. Why did he go? He went there to go mortgage the Lebron property. You know, Jeremiah is working with the former president of Ghana. And Joseph Boakai is working with, the plane came on the people. Joseph Boakai is working with the president Akufo-Addo. And Jeremiah is working with the former president. Through the former president brother. That man got money contract in this country. And the man played Jeremiah role for you to Nigeria, for Nigeria to Casablanca.
Hold on. Who got money contract? The former president brother of Ghana?
Yes. They played at Jeremiah Ryan.
What?
Oh, you know that in London, Sekou?
So hold on. The people that gave Jeremiah Kun the private jet, one of them get contract in Liberia, money contract?
Yes, money contract.
So how would Jeremiah Kun sign up? So how would Jeremiah Kun sign up for war? I mean, economic crime school when he is involved in economic crime? That's a crime. I mean, you can't be vice president and be doing those kind of things.
Don't waste your time. Jeremiah, 50%. I mean, 100% you're not doing it on your own. 100%. Jeremiah got no authority, no option but to do it. Or you think Jeremiah want to be censured? Jeremiah refused to do it. Sekou, they will censure him, they will censure Tomo Fala. I said it on your show before.
Hold on. You mean Jeremiah could not have no option to reject the War Economic Crimes Code? But then why? But if you know that he's coming, why would he be involved in things that will be considered as war? I mean, as economic crime?
Look, the man, you know, or crook or criminal will all be a criminal. Jeremiah is a crook. Jeremiah they help George we have to feel all the bad deals in George we are government and Jeremiah brought it on the floor for all to pass it. To the point where Jeremiah told me, he said, yeah, if I was speaker, I would let them drag you outside the house.
Wow. Well,
what you think Jeremiah got his own way? He got his own way. And Jeremiah should know. So, let me tell you something today on the show. Jeremiah will stay this session. The people will not forgive him. Because he brought their country to the point today. The war economic crackle will come, they will sell Prince Johnson, but they will grab him. And you know, the day Prince Johnson, let me tell you, remember what I'm coming to tell you now. The day Prince Johnson come on your show, remember what I'm coming to tell you. Ask him, say, you get one drove to your house to tell you, say, the American people say, when Joseph Boga somewhere, they don't want you there. And that the reason why, when they were taking Jeremiah, the reason why they refused for you to speak, and you got fed, you left. You got Prince Johnson, I'm calling now on the show.
You will not, I got your number, but you will not, I'm not sure whether he will pick up. But I'm sure he's listening or watching.
Prince Johnson would never ever deny it. Because I drove to the house. So the chairman of Unity Party called me and said, yeah, this is the issue. We got the thing we want to tell Prince Johnson. We learned that you were in the embassy. The people that came to the embassy, from the embassy to meet us, they said the gentleman met with you. And they are telling us that when Joseph Boga City, Prince Johnson will not say that there. So how can you help us? I you only can share well ahead. Say you the only person that we can use to go to Prince Johnson and go and tell him this is the situation. Yobli is aware. When I was talking to the chairman, my phone was on speaker. Yobli was on the other phone with me. She was listening to our conversation. And I drove to Prince Johnson Hall. If I'm lying, I will not see tomorrow. And Prince Johnson can never deny it. And when I started with him, my mother-in-law, he went raw plating with fish. I ate the guy that went with me. One Prince guy went with me. He was afraid to eat. He's going to Prince Johnson. So I brought it here. I called my own food for I ate it far before Prince Johnson started eating. I called my own. 3 pieces of fish with plenty and started eating. I said, Papa, I came to tell you something that the boy won't tell you. But they say, I can't tell you it. The person when Joseph Boga the program, they don't want you there. And the reason why they didn't recognize you, because on that program, there are black people watching. They carry chicken for Prince Johnson. I don't want to Prince Johnson a chicken, a rooster. I ate that chicken. I told you, I said, for now, go eat the chicken. Prince Johnson got first and left the program. They recognized me to speak. Prince Johnson master the program. Who should they speak for their friend?
Prince Johnson want to speak.
They recognized me and not recognize Prince Johnson.
What?
Yes. Why that thing? When I told, and you know what I told Joseph Boga that day? Will either make you or destroy you. They will go to that recording and play it on your show about it was not my exact statement. Because I knew from where I was speaking.
Wow. So Honorable Colbert, that means Prince Johnson saw this thing coming a long time ago.
He knew it, but you are all looking at it. You know what he said to me? He said, they can't tell me nothing there. They can never, I will go there. I said, but why didn't you recognize you to talk? I said, they didn't recognize you because the American government have people there to monitor what's going to happen on that day. And the men that never recognize Prince Johnson go to the recording where they were choosing Jeremiah Kun. You know what they put Prince Johnson? They put him where to the budget of Kaba.
Wow. So I was trying to actually call him because people are saying we should call him to get his perspective. I called him earlier, but I'm not sure whether he will answer. I can try if you guys want me to.
One Prince Johnson can talk to Prophet Gee, can talk to you. Don't mind Prince Johnson.
No. I know I can call him, but let me. I actually called him earlier, but we didn't talk. For a long time. We briefly spoke, but I can call him.
Tell you, say, you can tell me. He knew that thing. After drove to a house to go and tell him that the people play, they want to put one or two, they want to put a set. Who they wanted to go, that they couldn't find nobody. The chairman was scared to go. I said, chairman, you get them and tell them, call him and say, you can say what you said. Call him on the show, let me be on the show, let him deny it.
Okay, hold the line. Just hold the line.
Yeah.
Just hold the line for a second. I hope the senator will answer.
I said, and I said, Senator, oh, you call him Prince Johnson, right?
The Prince Johnson, you know Prince Johnson you're talking about?
You know the party chairman. So you can say that true. You told you can go to Prince Johnson. After the Pope and the embassy met you.
All right, hold the line.
In the embassy, and the same day the Pope met Prince Johnson. I mean, Chairman, the Unity Party people. And the same people are talking about the embassy, and the same people met Chairman Tabede.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Honorable Yeke Kolba. We'll do Prince Johnson another day. I'll try to call him. I just got. I don't know where I got the Chairman Tapper number. I'm not sure. I do have Prince Johnson's number. I'm not sure the guy Tapper number. I don't know. I think I do. Hold on 1 second. Let me check. Sometimes some of these people
So like I'm saying, Prince Johnson I like he's smart, but maybe he's getting old, so he's not smart again. But he was smart from the day that program went on. They put him way to the back of the Kaba. Prince Johnson, the one that made Joseph Boga president. He the one that the popular food there. They put him to the back of the Kaba. He recognized the talk. Like you can recognize the talk. Seku, why that tape? When Prince Johnson call out, he got very going to the car. And then he started calling the talk. After I finished talking, because they knew you were vexed, they were acting and they calling him. Because the new Prince Johnson are not going to come out. Prince Johnson will be to show I told before Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson are coming to eat, man, so be bad president.
Yeah.
Now, bro, you go online and listen to him. Now go back to that recording. If Prince Johnson ever spoke to that recording, anyway, you see me, your post for him for you. I spoke and told Joseph Boga the decision you're making today will either make you or destroy you.
So after that they went to beg Prince Johnson.
Yeah.
They give him chicken.
Let me tell you what I told the American people. Let me tell you what I told the American people. And the American people said no one wanted to job here. Let me say this today. Yes. So the high understanding with the people that yes, we can use him now to claim to the ladder and sell him. So now they decided to say, okay, we'll relax this issue, work with him, go with him, say you are giving on the assurance, you can move on.
Wow.
Yes, now Prince Johnson. It's a good. Any person crazy, man.
But you giving a lot of breaking news. So.
They will know that I'm crazy. Yeah. Look, the people don't want to judge me to the point. I was in a rich man. I was in Dubai when I was called from the US. We will be coming to the to endorse the CPP candidate. The understanding was Alexander Cummings was going to be the CPP candidate. The people from the US, from the White House, are coming to endorse him in the OP.
What?
Call Alexander Cummings, ask him, call Nana, ask him.
But what happened?
What happened was when the CPP broke away, when they destroyed the CPP, now the police had to stay away. I was in Dubai when the Pope told me I needed to call my trade shot because they were coming. Yes. I shall left Dubai to come to Nigeria to wait for them. Seku, you know who I'm talking from the US? You, Seku, the people I'm talking to in the US, you want to talk to them, you will never talk to them.
But me are not Bisha. Me, I'm not representative. I'm not representative. You know me, I'm not big man.
The people,
Man, I beam on SKTV.
Wow.
the people in Ghana, those are the least people that I talk to in the US.
Well, I can simply say that I can simply tell you that we tried calling the senator. We're not getting a hold of him. Hopefully, we will get hold of him after the show to see if he can come on. So we can. We also tried reaching out to other people. Actually, I personally want to talk to Luther Tappe about what he did yesterday. That move was very, very wrong. Yeah, that was wrong.
That's why I told you, I said you ready on his phone show. I said you ready, you embarrassing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sometimes because of those people that call themselves ready and pastors, because of some of them, people don't want to go to church. Seku. The pastors and bishops that are in the country, they all blow. And the country is poor. They don't say nothing. And rather than running behind job again, you get God power. You get the people power. You know what it means to be men of God and people come and sit on you? The power you get more than presidency power, more than the presidency. The bishop and pastors need to be the one, the imams need to be the one to tell the president, Mr. President, the way you proceeded is wrong. But also when they say, when they work in the government,
Honorable,
Honorable
Yeke Koluba, thank you so very much. You know, our people, we let us stay some time over time. We'll be here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We should be out of here 2 hours. And we have kept you here for over an hour. I posted, and listen, I posted, please support SKTV or Cash App and Zelle. We are not getting $5. $5. But people let us to stay here and give news, devote our time, do our thing, and then leave everything else to give the information, but they're reluctant to, to chip in. Even right now, we'll be talking right now, the Honorable Minnie can finish. You may gotta go for a package again, buy Minnie and put it in your phone. You don't know to call, Liberia from Liberia here or to, it's crazy. But your people then, I hate them, man. We'll leave it there for today. Honorable Kolba, thank you so much. And then anything large you want to say before you go?
So let me say thank you to my supporters. We'll keep informing our people as we get the information. I'll be leaving the country tomorrow to go and represent the House on the Sun Defense Committee. And I'll be off for 3 days. I'll be back very soon so we can start. To all of you people that think Joseph Boakai should do the wrong thing, because we're not voted for Prem Moy, we're not voted for anybody. It was because of Joseph Boakai, the people got in the rain and in the poo water and printed their own t-shirts to go vote. So anything that happens will hold you responsible for it. I'm not going to hold anybody. I will only discuss other people, but I can't hold them responsible for it. We will hold Joseph Boakai responsible for everything that's happening. Joseph Boakai will say you are a reconciler, you came to put the country together, you are dividing the country. You need to stop it. You are chasing the 10 new people. The same people you brought to power, you call people that are in 10 new position, honor your regime as vice president for 12 years. When you were saying that sleeping when George were putting your hair on, you couldn't see him. All the laws were passed. It is today that you want to undo what Madam Sally that made you who you are. Because you used to bring Billy go from Lufa country and give it salt to eat for the stomach to get fat so you can go and sell it to make more money. You don't have
Hold on.
You are only to
You said Joseph Boakai used to bring Billy go from Lufa to post, give it salt and water.
Yeah, he said that he brought Billy go from Lufa, give the Billy go salt for the Billy go to eat. Seku, have you started with Joseph Boakai talk before?
No.
When you started with Joseph Boakai, the first statement I will come from him more. When you now say, I want to see the generator, he always had to post on the generator way. You are selling uniform to CWA.
Wow.
Yeah. How you are selling uniform to CWA? That's the only thing Joseph Boakai
To sell uniform?
The only thing Joseph Boakai can remember. But all the good things President Sadi did for him to make him who he is. He never recognized it. And you need to stop wish hunting the former president. I don't care what you do. George Weah have become former president and is in the Guinness Book of Records. You disrespected him with your consent. You have not said nothing when George Weah was disrespected. You have not said nothing. You start down here, now all terminal you Manasali bill, that the same terminal, the same place George Weah used to go sit down, that the same place you used to go sit down and wait for play. George Weah never disrespected. You and George Weah were not on the same level. You are vice president, George Weah was president. George Weah could have said, you, Mr. Vice President, go sit in the kitchen, wait for me. Anytime the Vice President can you put in the kitchen. But you are former Vice President, and he respected you. But you disrespected him because you are strong dictator, you Joseph Boakai. And you need to stop the wage hunting you on. Would not bring you to power to be somebody that will be wage hunting and be a dictator. Liberia doesn't Joseph Boakai. Liberia is Republic of Liberia. And you must respect the Vice President. Any attempt again by your people to take respect, any of my political leaders, Joseph Boakai, will take respect you to the highest. And
So Jowia is included in the people you call your political leaders?
Yes.
Why?
In the opposition. They want Gonglo, Joseph, John Weah, and the Zalan Kume, all the people that took part in election, that didn't win the election, are my political leaders. Like when I was in the opposition, those people are my political leaders. Any attempt for Joseph Boakai and so many people, I go listen to one man, De La Copa. You go say in love the crowd we are men. You go bomb so many men slow way. The men want you to make boy woman back. Then you want to bring jealousy and start talking how they think denying the men are important. You men De La Copa. You think I will run the country for? When you get a problem with your boyfriend, Joe, you're going to go solve it and don't get distracted anymore. He's a former president of this country. What's wrong with you?
Wait, he said they take somebody away, don't have a husband slow away.
Yes. She wants to be president. Joe, we have to know. That one was so desperate and bitter.
What?
You better be careful before we tell you all the secret.
No, don't tell that one.
Yeah, I love breaking news.
Yeah, you can tell that one on your platform. That one chicken, don't say it right on TV. Honorable Colbert.
You want to respect you who? I will hold him responsible for it. But the next time we'll hold him responsible for it.
Mon, do you have a question to ask before the honorable leave? Mon never ask question anyway. Mon always give an opinion. Mon never. Mon just.
Not really. I think the honorable sir, I can just let him go.
Any question?
I'm not
Before we
no
let the
question
honorable go.
for the honorable. I think we'll stop there for today. I mean, he said a lot.
Huh?
You know, I said I don't have a question. I think the men said a lot.
No, because they got some advocating here for Mon. They're so in love with Mon. They always be telling you. Even yesterday, how much they were like, "Okay, Mon ask question. Mon never ask question. Mon let to give his expert opinion on
view and give my opinion.
Yeah, he let to give it. Mon never.
Maybe I will ask you questions, but I'm not too into the question. I already know what Yaka going and he's been saying this thing over and over. We know exactly what we are up against. So I don't have too much of a question for this.
And so many people then they let G's. You know, when I say people never said cash out or Zelle, the first person that said $25 that the G's master there, but she don't want me to call her name. She let G's so much. If you don't want to send $25 that you are talking to, the next person sent $20. So thank you guys. The two people sent us money. When I say nobody sent anything, the two people sent us $20 and $25. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. Honorable Kolba, I think you need to, if you have time, we really need you. We wish you safe travel, first and foremost. And we're going to need you here to discuss the potential, the possibility of this whole, issue of impeachment. Should you guys, resolve or decide to consider Joseph Boakai incapacitated, and if that process will actually gain traction, from the House of Representatives and that of the Senate. Other than that, unless you have to throw on it, other than that, I want to say thank you for always responding to our calls. Yeah.
I'm in the Habia era, waiting for my flight in the morning. So I want to reserve it. I want to rest more.
Yeah.
And let me say to the people that are angry, it's up to you. You don't want to hear me. Yesterday, I was a hero. that you people talk about. My criticism was not about George Weah, it was about the system. The same system still continue in Joseph Baga government, where we see Prince Moy, corrupt Prince Moy, that ate the Bon County people money. I didn't do nothing for the Bon County people. They couldn't even deliver a Bon County in the right way to the people. You know, they sit down there carrying people to go and take office. You Prince Moy, you say you're a lawmaker, you are represented before. Is that the law you know? Is that what the law says? Is that what the law says? You embarrass yourself, you brought yourself to public disgrace to go sit down over there. You're passing when you're taking your girlfriend there, your wife there and employing them in the government that we fought hard to bring. The Lebron people can even get hold of their own government. The president is going high, you're not doing nothing about it. All you're fighting for is to put people in position so they can input it, so the people in return can be bringing money to you people. You think that's what we're here for? We see people that were passing around yesterday acting that they so love the Liberian people. Behold, they love their own pocket. Like Yomli Kanga there. What is she doing? When last you want to born, the grandfather and say they put say we employ 5%. They say now employing the family member there. People that will post the position will understand it, will put it into the play every month. You got to put in the budget. When the money come in the budget, you got to send some for us. Look at the criminal attitude that all the behind Joseph Baga for. Is it what we brought the government for? Is it what we brought the government for? To waste fund, disrespecting the former president of the country. You man, that Kaba, you and all the 2 men are behind the only 2 points in your party. Where you come from to be making decisions for the country? Where? Who know you? You red party that nobody know in the country. And you power around talking we got serious issues to talk about. And that John we are with. And the former president calling John we are. When you are going to keep your file, you are going to talk to him. Because he refused to do it. Because your main role. Oh. Let me say thank you. Let me say thank you and goodbye. I'll be on the show when I come back.
Yeah, for sure. I wish you safe travel. We're talking about. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That was Honorable Yeke Kolba, the representative district number 10, Republic of Liberia. Yeah, thank you. Specifically the 2 people that responded to our call to support us. I want to say thank you. And a big thank you to all of you too that's, stick around here for almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, 2 hours 41 minutes right now. I want to say thank you to those of you who share the show and those who always call in to contribute from Liberia from anywhere. Some people say that I know how to, get G's out of the people. That's what you guys love, right? All of you love G's. You like information. You love breaking news. Yeah. The only sad thing is that whenever we say you're supposed, only few people, the same people, always. All the new people that can come here, all the other people that always come here, they're not even new people. It never contribute one day, but they just like to come here and run their mouth. Even instructing us how to run our show. But they never contributed a ton for the survival of the show. Sometimes we go out of our will. Somebody recommended to me 2 or 3 years ago that I said, "Cool, you'll be doing your show for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you go, people will be eager to come the next time." Somebody said, no, at least 1 hour. But we take our time to come here just to provide information to you. We want to have one set of people all the time that really recognize our effort. Some of you being here forever, we never contribute a penny to SKTV. That's why we spend 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. We never ask anybody for anything. We've been doing this thing on our own. But sometimes we go out of our way to satisfy you. You have to be there to support us at all times we ask you. It can be one group of people all the time. That's not correct. I recognize and respect those people who've been supporting SKTV You know, we appreciate you. We'll see you again when we'll see you. I don't know about when I'll come back on, but we'll see you when I see you. You have a good day.